Atom Bomb Baby presents the Atom Bombcast.
Live from the Solid State Drive, it's the Atom Bombcast. This podcast is made possible by our awesome Chooms Clubs members and our Discord server. Huge shout out to them for supporting the podcast. Tonight, I'm joined by Ring and Box, our resident Fallout lore masters. Guys, welcome to the Atom Bombcast. It's been like 11 months.
Howdy. Yeah, it's my first time back. Once again, coming to you guys live as Croaky from Asgard, who has been burdened with the glorious purpose of eating small animals and staying still for very long periods of time. How are you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Pretty good.
Dude, so it's been a long time because we literally spent an entire year editing Cyberpunk Red. Jesus Christ. Yes. That series took so long to just build to begin with, to start just playing the game. And then after we were done playing the game, it took us a solid year and 2 months to edit that thing. It's been a crazy ride just getting that beast to run and work and then edit down.
I tell you, that's one thing that a lot of people are definitely not going to know is that we've been really kind of sitting on that footage for years now. I think it's actually older than the channel itself.
Yeah, it 100% is. We started with Red before running into the other two tabletops.
Yeah, so it started with Red, and then Fallout happened at the same time. That's why you can hear in later episodes, like 6 and 7, we're like, "Oh, we had fun playing Fallout last week," because that was happening in unison. Yeah. And then after we posted Fallout and the reception of that, then we rolled into D&D, and then that's when we were doing a ton of editing, and then we finally landed on Red. Finally, but it's done. The way that it ended up releasing, it plays into their strengths too, because the thing about the D&D and Fallout campaigns that their strength was that it comes out sort of like a podcast-ish format. It's very long form audio, and and the thing about Red, the reason why that cranked out so long after the fact, or why it took enough, because that visual element of, because that was the difference between me and you. By the way, I'm the GM on Red, and Ringmaster is the GM on Fallout and D&D. So it's funny you say like visual element, because I just randomly started posting to Spotify. I had no idea I had a video deal to podcast, but they do make like a good listening experience.
Video either.
Yeah. And it's cool. We've gotten quite a few followers on Spotify as well, which is a platform I never use. I didn't even think about it. So,
the thing about the difference and I won't ramble on it too much, but that the difference in what we choose to use, one being Roll20, works very well for a very podcast format. That was very easy for us to edit. But we actually came out with a pilot for Red a couple of years ago, and we just looked at it and we're like, we could do this so much better, because there was a lot more to it with the visual elements. And we're like, we could do some cool tricks on this.
That was the hardest thing about trying to transform a tabletop into a TV showable, or not bite size, but cut down for what's the word,
an episodic form.
Very viewable, very meme filled, but just something you can put on and just pay attention to. Now, we don't do that for every game, but for Red, it just worked very well, and we rolled with it for the whole series.
Well, and the other thing is, with how much work that was going into Red, Roll20 just seemed like a simpler solution to where we could get rolling into something else a little bit quicker overall. I mean, more the pen paper kind of experience. While all of the technical side of things was focused on Red.
Yeah. The reception to Fallout when that came out, I had another editor, good friend. He helped me edit Fallout when that came out, because I was like, oh man, I got to do this every week now, because when Fallout came out, I only had that one first video edited, and it did really good. And I was like, all right, I got to keep this momentum, and I need an editor. So I had another friend help me with that, and where really Vox handled all the editing on Red, and I came in to help him keyframe and add in other effects. That is my forte versus his. And it just, a lot of moving parts make Atom Bomb work. And what really holds us together like glue is playing Overwatch every night.
It's Stockholm syndrome, man. It
syndrome.
Really is.
But
no matter how much it's like, I'm done playing this. I'm tired of this. We keep coming back, and we just can't stop, and it's a problem. Somebody send help.
Yep. But
yeah, just to put a nice little bow on the whole tabletop thing, because of the way that worked out, a lot of people initially found our channel through that Fallout game, and that garnered a pretty good audience just off that alone. And that's the thing, is like, I really do feel like a lot of our audience loves the tabletop games. And as far as like Red specifically, as the GM of that one, I just want to say thank you, because the reception of that's been awesome. Like I said, we put in we were like, we could do this. We could make this so much more interesting.
We could make this awesome, right? I think that was the feel when we jumped into it, and we did like the first 3 episodes, and we're like, all right, I think we can handle this, but it's going to take some time.
They seem shorter in length,
but Red works phenomenally just because everything's ran in game, whereas like on the other 2, we're running actual die.
Yeah.
Kudos to running that in Foundry, because there's just not enough time in the day to program.
But there are times when it's like, man, I got these dice, man. I really want to toss them around, and then that's when it's like the yin and the yang of the different play styles really comes through.
When you get a problem and you get a bag that's this large, just full of nothing but dice, you kind of want to use them.
Yeah, totally. But
because all of the stuff, all the calculations of the dice rolls and the skill checks and all that, there's a lot of formulas to Red, and all that's calculated like on the fly in the game. Yeah. And that used a lot of modules. We had to find a lot of assets for that. We had to assemble it all. It took a lot of time. The cool thing is that the sessions seem shorter. Each one of those sessions are still, on average, the full uncut length is about 3 hours long. But yet,
they ran about the same amount of time as Fallout and D&D per night session, but they got a more condensed version of it, which was easier to watch. 100%.
Nothing skipped too. That's the thing that I liked about it, is that I didn't want to misrepresent what happened in these games. So everything that happened is exactly as it happened. The stuff that gets cut out is literally just waiting for like Foundry to load and bathroom breaks, and just explaining a mechanic over and over again.
Tangents that aren't even related to the game. Like,
exactly.
That's what makes it fun,
what
though.
What beer are you drinking tonight?
Yeah.
It's basically just it's exactly that. It's a tabletop podcast, but cut out all of the fat, and it has a visual element to it. And I just want to say thank you guys, because that shit was really fun to play. And because of the fact that all of the groundwork has been set, pretty soon we are going to get started back on doing more Red, and continuing that, especially after the reception of everything.
Now keep in mind, because Red is such an extensive game and how it was edited, we're going to start playing soon. It might be a bit before anybody sees it.
Yeah, that's just the reality. Until we find an AI that can just edit for us, we're going to have to do this thing with these 2 hands here. So it is what it is.
I'm the alligator representation of a Norse god, so I can handle it. Don't you worry. But yeah, man. Hopefully the process will be a little bit more streamlined, because we have that experience that we have under our belt for that. And on top of that, I mean, that's all I really got to say about Red. Be prepared for more. Possibly, if you guys do a rewatch, maybe you should look a little closer, try to peep behind the veil.
I will say this, because I see the analytics behind the screen. I know what you guys are looking at. All right. I know what you guys are actually doing. There's a lot of people who caught some things in the beginning, especially the trailer. We saw those analytics. We saw the analytics for the people who may have seen some things later on. There's more than meets the eye in Red. You need to pay attention and make sure you watch till the very end. Wink, wink, hint. There's a lot of moving parts there. But let's get off our little tabletop tangent here. The reason we're here tonight, dude, is we're here to talk about the season 2 teaser trailer for Fallout on Amazon Prime.
Going into the Fallout season 2 show, for everybody who has been asking, a couple individuals in particular, the Fallout tabletop will be coming back. It's just taking a little bit of time to prep. We're adding some new players in, new story elements. I'm adding some new mechanics. So it should be a little little interesting going forward. But just bear with us, give us a little bit of time. D&D is also not over, but Fallout will be next before we run into the second half of Dimwits and Dipshits, essentially. So Fallout, then back to Dimwits. Yes.
Jack shall return.
Maybe. We'll see.
Hopefully. We'll see if they survive. You never know.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
But so we're here talking about like season 2 of Fallout. That being said, Fallout is at my favorite event this year. Look, I should have grabbed them all. Every year at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal in Orlando, we get a lanyard, right? And I've been going for like a decade now, so I just have like lanyards on lanyards. I should have just flaunted my my ultimate fandom like proof, but like I've been going to that event forever, and this year literally we got Fallout and I couldn't believe it. I wanted to crap my pants. I think the leak started coming through in like April, and I think I DM'd Ring. I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure we're getting Fallout. And he's like, no. I'm like, we're getting Fallout. Dude. Like, this is happening. But it came true, man. It's crazy. So team member preview was last night. I don't think it opens till Friday, but I'm trying not to spoil myself, but I go in like a week and a half, a little more than that. Florida local here, so it's not too hard to drive down there. But man, dude, I'm so stoked to see the Ghoul, Lucy, Maximus in the flesh, and have hulking power armor beat me to a pulp in the house. No, not really, but dude, honestly, that's gonna be so stoked. Oh yeah, Box is coming. Box literally caught a flight to come hang with us. So
yeah, you would think because I'm an alligator that I would be a Florida native myself, but as it turns out, I'm not. And considering that I live kind of far away from there, I remember watching very carefully because you were sending me things. You're like, dude, I think Fallout's going to be at HHN.
Dude, the leaks this year were on point. I don't think there was a single leak that we didn't get outside of the originals. Every IP leak was pretty spot on, like pretty spot on.
Yeah, and
there was a couple of them that was like, that really?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
dude, they had that thumbs up symbol, and we were just like,
dude, I was like, this has to be Fallout. What else could it be? You know,
it was the thumbs up symbol, but the reason I was skeptical is because it's like it was this cartoonish thumb, but it wasn't like the Vault Boy thumb, and I'm like,
it's also not fingers. Like it's not a horror adjacent property. I mean, maybe it is. So it seems like it might be an odd choice, but literally, dude, we've gotten like music artist houses. We've gotten like
the first game's definitely got elements of.
Yeah, I mean,
Dunwich stuff.
Maybe that was a dumb way to put it. You wouldn't think of it translating into a horror house, a haunted house, as well as it.
Most people see it as a dark comedy, not a horror thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic dark comedy type storyline. But the thing is, when you do think about it, it actually translates perfect for a haunted house.
Yeah,
I mean, especially considering it's like, okay, haunted houses are tight enclosed spaces. Well, what's a tight enclosed space in the lore that everybody loves? Vaults. What often is screwed? What often do you go through the world and find remnants of something that went horribly wrong in vaults?
Where the only thing to eat is giant bugs.
Yeah,
exactly.
Speaking of eat, dude, they literally have iguana on a stick, and you can eat it. And you're damn right, I'm gonna eat that when I get there, dude.
It's gotta be chicken or something.
For real.
Dude, right? Well, everyone says human flesh tastes like chicken, so it's perfect.
I think it tastes like pork.
Yeah, that long.
You're not supposed to let people know that you know what that tastes like. That was a secret.
Look, man, I'm an alligator.
Questions. You don't want to know the answer.
All right, let's see where are we at here.
I can't wait for that. This is going to be my first time going to HHN as well. And I remember once.
Yeah, I wanted to go too. I didn't have the ability to this year.
That's the thing. Like ever since that thumbs up, I was like, okay, I got to start putting money away on the just in case. And then that day came, and it's like, guess what we're doing? And I was like, okay, I bought my damn ticket right then and there. I bought a hotel room right then and there.
Yeah, I think it was the day that Fallout was announced. You're like, I will be going to that. And I'm like, all right, buddy, we go every year. Come on down.
I got my flight for I got a round trip flight to and out of Orlando. Total $45.
Southwest, dude. You can't. They don't play around, dude. Sometimes you can catch a $69 flight. You know, I'm waiting for that $69 flight to Dallas, though. man, they man, arm and a leg for that one. But it was worth it. It was fun. Filmed the whole time, had a blast.
Yeah,
but
can't wait for that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun hanging out with you.
Dealt with some sketchiness, but damn, it was a good time.
Yeah, that was pretty sketch, but we did have a good time. Tell you what, let's start watching the first little bit of this trailer or teaser trailer or whatever, and we'll kind of roll into it.
This?
What's up?
Fallout Season 2?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's peek the first little bit of it, see what we see and chat about it a little bit.
I'm looking for someone.
Sorry for the audio, guys, but it is
common story around here.
I'm watching her right now too. I might be like a second or two behind, but we'll
someone you hate.
Oh, what a great question. What say you, Miss McClane?
So hyped, dude. That's so hyped.
I know.
Why would my dad go to Las Vegas?
You want to know why the world ended? It started here with one man.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it there. Look at that beautiful cityscape. It's so much bigger than the game was.
It's bigger than 3 blocks.
Yeah, I know, right? I really do think that they're taking every liberty that they can to kind of expand on what the game was, because they literally have the time and money to do so now, whereas Obsidian did not at all.
It's they made that game in
18 months, I think. They did not have the time for that.
Also, look at the ravines and stuff like that. There was weird little dips, but there weren't ravines like you're seeing right now.
Yeah. But
it's absolutely a part of the expanded medium of a 2010 video game on the Gamebryo engine.
It ran on the 360 originally, people. It didn't have that much memory, okay?
Yeah, true.
Did anybody play that game on PS3? Because it's an absolute piece of garbage on the PS3. Apparently, if your save file gets too big, if you play it for long enough, it corrupts it, and you play it 9 frames per second.
Yeah, so a little fun fact. My buddy in back where I'm from, when we were growing up, he played on PS3, and it was so bad. He would roll over to my house and just play it on my Xbox 360. It's just so bad.
So amazing.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'd have a blast, dude. I would let them boot into my save file and just play from where I'm at, buddy. I don't care. Such a great game, so much better. Probably the best Fallout game. Period.
I mean, that was
one of those games that you have absolutely no problem watching somebody else play, just because it's they're gonna do shit completely differently than the way you did it.
It's just a fantastic RPG, dude. It is so good, and man, it's a shame we don't get games like that no more. Ran like dog shit, played amazingly when it booted.
Yeah.
But
nowadays you've got all these different mods to make it run a little smoother, and it's still got the jank. No matter what you do, you're never getting rid of it all.
It's the one game I'm not mad when it powers down, dude, because it's this game is so good, it's worth pressing play.
It's one of those things that it's the only game that I can be I did play for a straight 45 minutes without a crash. It was bound to happen.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with it. Whereas the other ones, it's fuck, I've crashed 5 times. I'm done with this shit.
I've probably started New Vegas probably 15 times in my life. I've only completed it twice. I've never played it all the way through that many, but I boot into it. I get 20 hours in and I'm all right, time to jump to something else. A year later, man, it's time for New Vegas again. It is that great of a game.
Yep.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's kind of like
I don't even
Days
know
Ex.
how many times I've played and beat that game. It's ridiculous.
It's kind of like Deus Ex.
Just
somebody every time somebody mentions Deus Ex, they want to replay it. It's kind of the same thing with New Vegas. Somebody sees a meme of it and they want to go back. They hear a AI Joshua Graham speech. They're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna boot this game up again."
Well, it's prime example. It's just a Fallout show. Player numbers for New Vegas skyrocketed the week that this show came out. It was insane. It's we've got more people going into Fallout 4. We've got a ton of people going into Fallout 3. New Vegas was 4 times the numbers of both of those.
I heard it's going to release weekly too.
See, I'm a little disappointed in that one because they released all episodes at once, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
binge it.
That was still back when they didn't know how
much
it was going to do.
And now they're like, oh yeah, people are subscribing just for this. Yeah, we are going to milk that shit for sure.
Yeah, we got Mr. Trevi Metal in chat. He said, dude, I never played Fallout until the Prime show. Now it's one of my favorite franchises. Dude, I know, right? Yep. 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next time I say, hey, there's a really good show to watch, it's based off a game, do it then.
Yeah, right.
Going to the jank of it all, there is something that's beautifully spectacular about janky ass, broken, post-apocalyptic shooters, survival shooters like Fallout and Stalker. Two completely different vibes, but at the same time, the jank is what makes those games like classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I mean, look at the Obsidian, not Obsidian, Jesus Christ, Oblivion remake.
Remaster.
You see what my brain is right now.
They need to give it the same treatment. They really do. I mean,
well, they've already shown that they can literally wrap Gamebryo in Unreal. So we're in like prime time for like allowing.
That blew my fucking mind.
Make it run just a tad bit
I've never heard of a game do that before. I think there was one other game, like some JRPG that had. What was it? Was it Final Fantasy that did that? I think they did it too.
Two engines. They rebuilt.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought some other game had done it, but it's not common for sure, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm keep playing on this for.
They use Virtuos to do that too, and it's like I really want them to give it the same treatment.
Dude, a lot of people are using Virtuos.
Make it run a little smoother with just a few less crashes. That's all we ask. We were okay with the jank, just a little less crashes.
Yeah, dog. They are remaking everything.
Give it a new coat of paint. It's so good.
Yeah. Anyway, let me keep pressing play on this. All right, I gotta pause right here, dude. That looks so good. Look at that! Oh my god! Look, we're on the tops. Looking 30. Oh my god!
Look at the Gamora,
dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
this is gonna be something that comes up a little bit later. Looking at this, I'm like, wow, this looks really good. Oh, instantly see a problem.
Oh no, what is it?
Okay. Anybody who's played New Vegas knows that the Lucky 38 is on the left side of the street when you walk in. Gamora is on the right. They are not next door to one another like this, and the tops is like down.
Oh yeah,
farther.
I see it now.
Between the Lucky 38 and Gamora going to the tops, you should be able to see the monorail track, and that's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably just creative liberties to just make it work.
It has to be. I get it, but that's like it's little things like that I notice. I'm like, oh, we're doing so good.
I have a philosophy about that. I kind of want to get into it when we basically finish the trailer because there's a lot of points that it calls back to, but yeah, continue.
Yeah.
Sure. Where's the Ultralux? That's all I'm saying. Where's the Ultralux? Where's the people eating people casino? Come on.
Oh yeah. Spoiler alert!
It's supposed
for anyone
to be
who hasn't
across
played New
the
Vegas.
street.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I should have said it at the beginning.
It's on you.
Yeah, for real. That game came out 15 years ago. Press play.
That game is supposed to be across the street from the tops. I don't care if it's not in this, but I want to be able to see it in the skyline.
Silver screen.
Agreed.
Like yourself, I am the very best at what I do.
But man, look at that, dude. Look at that. So that's the Gamora. That's the top. Yeah, there's the monorail track though, but it's on the wrong side. Yeah, you're not wrong. Right?
Where's the monorail? What are you talking about?
Right here. Let me do this.
Boy, oh boy, I cannot wait for you to
That's the monorail track.
Like, let me just go off in my little.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is. Yep.
Dang, that looks so good.
They did fantastic work. The computer looks exactly
Dude, it looks just like it, don't it? Yeah.
It's so good.
That was like the first thing I thought when I saw it too. I was like, dang, that looks just like it.
Props department, I don't care how much they're getting
paid.
Them a raise. The props department needs to get paid more.
They need a bonus. Give it to them. They deserve it. And the cool thing is, just falling back in the Halloween Horror Nights thing, apparently that their props department gave the 3D renders for the power armor suits and other props to Universal Creative to remake those. Literally 3D. They said they 3D printed the power armor.
That's how a lot of
so
props
sick.
are made nowadays in certain, like, especially like cosplay departments, and that is kind of sick. I mean, that Amazon Prime, but Amazon in general, would allow like HHN to get the direct meshes for that.
I think it's Coulter who's doing it, but yeah,
Coulter Films,
that's freaking hard.
They're
dude.
the same ones who did the
Westworld
designs for that prop. Yeah, the prop company that did the Pit Boys and everything like that.
All right, boys, more press play on this. Let me full screen this for a second. There we go.
As I know everything. I know there's a war coming. The bombs will only be the beginning.
All right. Hold on. Do you see what I see? I noticed this today. All right, let me pull it up here on the notes. So I noticed this today, and I put this in the chat. Or in the show notes. If you look here, that bunker says Area 51. It literally says 100%. Area 51.
What? Where?
Right here. See, with the big red lines.
Yeah. Oh shit.
AREA 51. AREA.
Oh, I can't see it on your stream, but I'm looking at the.
Hang on.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going back to the video. Keep it paused. Let me catch up to it.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. What timestamp is that?
Good question. Well, let me look at it.
Do it right at $116. It legit does say
Yes,
Area 51.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude. Zeton's confirmed.
Well, I mean, they were already confirmed in the damn game.
You know what I mean.
So Area 51 is a fucking Brotherhood of Steel base now, huh?
It's canon, but at the same time, I mean, it's got to be just for the main fact that there's windmills outside, so somebody's running power.
Wow, that's nuts. Wow, that's a good catch. That's actually,
I'm sure someone else probably saw it too, but I feel like I don't know. I saw that. I was like, I started looking at it because I thought initially I was like, are they like at the boomers? Like, what's going on? And I just zoomed in.
Sense.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense as to why the Brotherhood of Steel would be there too, considering the tech that they'd have there.
Yep.
That does actually call to question, though. I mean, all of this is the same big ass desert. So, like, what does that imply about like the Brotherhood of Steel that was in the game, the Hidden Valley, like the Hidden Valley
Valley chapter? Yeah.
Yeah, like I wonder if we're gonna get any information about those guys. What happened? Anything definitive, at least. Like, did they get wiped out? Are they still around, or are they now at Area 51 post?
Well, and that's what it looks like. I mean, if you notice, there's people. There's like, look, it's kind of hard to see on your stream, but right under the windmill that's over off in front of the bunker. Like, if you look, there's a guy on the ground walking. And all those windmills are relatively set up. I mean, with flowing sand, everything like that, they're not stable being there. So they have power running to it. That's got to be an actual operating base of somebody, which if the Brotherhood's there, it probably indicates that they've been there for a bit.
Well, if you see, we got 2 vertibirds on the ground, one coming up or coming down, and then we got some trucks and then probably some barracks, so this does look like the real deal.
And this is also like very loose sand. Like, I mean, that's not a flat plain. There's a bunch of drifted sand that they have those windmills set on top of. That's not like concreted ground. So they're not designed to be there permanently, but they've probably been there for a bit.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the runways have been blown over with sand over time. I mean, it's
and the windmills
it's been 200 years, right,
since
people.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how this, if at all, I mean, considering that there's a shit ton of Pridwins now, I'm really wondering, like, the state of the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, they gotta mention Hidden Valley. Well, like, they don't have to, but it'd be nice to see, because I know they were secretive, because they're more secretive on the West Coast than they are on the East Coast.
It's because of the war with the NCR. They basically were. They took Helios 1, the power plant, And the NCR came in, and next thing you know, they started fighting. They got driven off of Helios 1. It basically outnumbered 100-1. Even in power armor, it was a losing battle. So they just isolated themselves underground. Who knows if that was just the survivors of Helios 1 or if the overall chapter was at Area 51 the whole time. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe they'll show a more updated Hidden Valley with like Brahmin farms and stuff like that.
Brahmin farms? Say they're making a ranch? Hidden Valley Ranch?
Maybe.
Just me.
I mean, if you paid like Fallout 4, this takes place after Fallout 4, obviously. Bro, they don't grow their own crops. They take
Why did
them.
you do that? Why did you just do that? You almost just broke the whole floor. I did set you up for that one, though. Sorry. But fucking... Okay, so... I mean, I kind of want to finish this trailer. That's so Area 51, huh? That's freaking crazy.
That's cool.
I actually did not... Yeah, I didn't notice that. I went over this trailer to like get some pictures of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and...
Which this kind of leads me to believe that there's only like one de facto ending, a possibility of two. But yeah, I think they're canonizing the ending of New Vegas. They have to.
They have to, man.
Yeah,
they can't.
Too much
they
going
can't
on
just.
To not.
Yeah,
we'll talk about endings a bit later. Let's keep it pushing a little bit.
Let's end this trailer.
The bombs will only be the beginning.
All right, I gotta do it.
Kaiser.
I gotta do it.
Hail the Kaiser!
All right,
the femboy slavers are back.
Oh my god. Okay. What was the big guy's name? I can't remember with the Legion. The big dude with the mask. Yeah, dude. Yeah. This armor reminds me of his, but this guy's obviously too small.
That's
and also
definitely
he's wearing Caesar's
not
crown,
the same.
He's wearing Caesar's crown, though, isn't he?
Not necessarily. I mean, that could be who takes over because,
yeah. I mean, the only way that Caesar's still around is if the Legion ending, Brain Surgeon ending is canon.
Well, here's the thing. It's not necessarily that Caesar is even alive and well, because even if you, the player, killed Caesar, you still go to war with the Legion on the dam. But Legate Lanius is in charge. Even if you kill Legate Lanius, the way this is basically built off an audiocracy or whatever it's called. There's somebody else to take over, essentially.
Yeah. And plus, on top of that, when you look at maps, like if according to established lore, if you look at maps, like the Legion's huge. They cover
they originated in Arizona, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this is like, and on top of that, the limitations of, I've seen like some Fallout New Vegas cut content where they really were able to show the scale of Caesar's Legion, but they had to cut it due to performance issues. But it's like, if they were to keep that, and this is something that the medium of a television show will absolutely be able to properly convey, is the scale.
100% do love that the fact that the armor is actually like football pads and shit. It's so good.
It looks straight out of the game, especially the guy on the left. I'm sure I've killed the guy on the left about 100 times. Easy. Or at
least there's the one dude that's got the helmet that has like the dreadlocks on it in the game, and you can see that in the far right corner, the guy in the back.
Yeah,
he just looks like he's having a bad time. Like, that does not transition well to the screen, but the armor does. Yeah.
Man, it's so damn hot out here, man. They got me in all this bullshit.
He's like, why the hell am I wearing these fake dreads?
Damn it! What's that man's name? Who's in the expansion pack? He's like
Ulysses.
Ulysses. Yeah, he looks a little bit like that. I know that ain't him, but like the whole.
Well, yeah, because you could tell that's actually a head.
Dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, just the whole dread-headed former Legion guys.
It's the
cool
football pads, man. The football pads have me cracking up. I'm so glad they did that.
They just look so good. It's perfect. I love how they have like all this used football pads, but there's an endless supply of like sunglasses. Everyone's wearing Ray-Bans, dog, except for this guy. He's got them Pit Vipers on.
That guy's wearing like a baseball catcher's chest plates
and
stuff like that.
Yep.
That's like
they used like a bunch of different sports equipment. It's like football, baseball, and even hockey pads for like their armor.
Because the top half's football, on the bottom half's baseball.
You notice this guy's sword right here? He literally has like this section is just part of it's a piece of wrench.
Yeah. Sieger's Legion prioritizes melee over using like guns, so they'll do even their machetes were just like cut pieces of like scrap metal that they slapped that handle on, and then be like, "This is now a machete," and I'm like, "No, that's a piece of metal that you're about to give somebody tetanus with, but have a great time."
Yeah, well, name a better combination than like RPGs and melee builds.
Yeah. Also, first on screen, handmade right here.
Handmade.
The AK style rifle in Fallout.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I was in season 1.
I don't remember seeing an AK.
Oh, that's a pipe rifle right there. I just noticed that. That's a pipe rifle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. It 100% is. That's wow. Good catch.
I didn't even notice that the first time.
You.
Dog, I'm catching everything out here. Dude, I'm like Neo, dude, just dodging everything and just going straight to the info. But
they have a grease gun in the back too.
Oh yeah.
Dude with the sunglasses on? Yeah. It's like the 9mm submachine gun. That guy that your cursor's over?
Yeah.
Scroll right above his head.
This one?
That right there. Yeah.
Oh, let me get my dog to shut up.
Oh, and the sword, it's the cross guard that's a wrench. That's so good. They just
man.
They just welded a wrench.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, dude. It's like attached to it, yeah.
Yeah, man. Totally. And we can definitely see that they are, at least implied by this little bit, they're still the Legion. They're still slavers. And once again, fucking Lucy gets sold into slavery somehow. I wonder if that's going to be like a running theme. Her just constantly being sold to different slavers over and over again.
Jesus Christ. So dark.
Yeah, but at least these ones won't try to harvest organs.
Yeah. And speaking of slaves, I wonder.
Weird transition, but all right, continue.
Speaking of slaves, rest in peace, Matthew Perry. I think that he would have definitely had a cameo as his character in this show if he was still around with us, and but that also makes me wonder, like, what is his canon outcome? Because
he's dead.
Are you sure about that?
There's literally no way to. There's really no way to let him go, because they even said if you let him go, they're going to kill him on sight. They either crucify him or you kill him on the spot. Those are really your only two options.
What if they have a crucified skeleton wearing a checkered outfit on a cross as an Easter egg somewhere in this show? How will you react?
I would be okay with that, because that would be the cameo.
Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. What in the goddamn?
Oh,
don't give me that look.
I'm just gonna press play on this. All right, next. All right, it's Dinky the Dino, baby. Let's go.
Don't do it. No, don't say it. Don't
Lucy right there. Look,
she's
hanging out. She's hanging out up there.
Everybody complains about this. I have my opinions.
It was the first thing I noticed when the trailer dropped, dude.
My concern is that you would do just about.
We'll talk about it in a second. Hold on.
Your family.
The Dinky Dino.
I think you are actually quite a violent man. You just don't want to kill me yet.
I didn't mention this earlier. Yeah, recast. I forget his name. I should have wrote it down. Big time actor though. Like he's played in a ton of stuff. But man, yeah, that is I think I don't know if the other guy left for whatever reason, but I think they realized that this character, Mr. House, is going to be a lot more influential to the show than they maybe initially thought he was going to be. So I'm pretty sure they just got a way bigger actor on that.
That was Matthew Perry's name. It just came to me, Benny. I don't know why. I was blanking Benny on it. I didn't want to look like an idiot.
Oh, you couldn't? Okay.
I was just like, his character. I'm like, shit. No.
Benny, dude, I even know the name of his gun. Like, I've played too much New Vegas.
I knew it was Benny. It just came to me. I have no idea. I'm bad with names like that. But
dude, this
you would have loved
bro looks just like House, spitting image in my opinion.
Yeah, and the other guy, that's the biggest complaint.
I didn't hate the other guy. I thought the other guy looked fine.
I didn't either.
But this guy, way better. Man, I'm totally blanking on who this is right now. I need to look it up.
In season one, I had my only major complaint was just like, you know what, that looks fine for Mr. House, stuff like that. But at the same time, it looked so different than the way House looked on the screen in the game.
Justin Theroux.
All you saw was a still image that you kept looking at.
Somebody made a mod for that, where they made a mod for New Vegas to where it was like an AI generated.
Like the other one,
yeah, where it quote unquote fixed it. But now that mod's irrelevant because they made it. They actually, I'm gonna say made. They actually hired a guy, who looks exactly like the actual Mr. House, which is just so much better. He also looks like a car salesman I know.
With the actual mustache too, because you could tell in season one that dude was wearing a fake mustache 100%. Like
it was
that joint was fake, dude.
Painted. They spent all that time and money on that fucking weak ass pencil stash. Try to tell us.
Stupid.
No,
he did fine. Good. He did fine. I didn't even have any I was like, okay.
He only had like 2 scenes. 90% of people probably aren't even gonna notice because he wasn't in like a long timed scene. It was like a couple of seconds here and there.
And it was right at the end too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I want to know if we're gonna have like a reference of Sinclair, who was also there, who was in season 1. Mm-hmm. Where there was Vault Tech talking to all of them because there was Sinclair, who was the leader of Big Mountain, which Big Mountain is a DLC in New Vegas. He also owned the Sierra Madre Casino, which was also a DLC in New Vegas, and was one of the main competitors of Robco, like in almost every industry. I want to know if this story ties to those two's rivalry in any way.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting.
Didn't you say that he was in season 1 too? He was at that round table.
Yeah, he was at the round table there, and he had contracts with Vault Tech.
Yeah,
he was one of the most notable ones because his placard said Big Mountain, like that was the name of the organization,
and that was the guy who he was talking shit to. Like they were literally going back and forth at the table. Justin Theroux is the actor's name, by the way. This guy on the screen.
He's in American Psycho. He's in Beetlejuice. He's in more than a few things. I like I said, I forget his name, but I remember that face.
But
this is definitely a guy you get in from. Yeah, exactly. I would want to. I feel like this is a guy that you hire for roles that are bigger than just a 3-minute cameo at the season finale. This is a guy who you get in for we need to nail down this role. So
how much do you cost? $20. Cool. Oh shit, he was actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
How much is it going to take to get you?
It makes me think that there's a little sense of me it wants to think maybe they rewrote it to include him more, and then they said, okay, at this point we need to hire a full blown big deal actor. I'm not trying to say that the other guy they had before wasn't as good. I'm just saying they wanted someone a little more established. You know what I mean?
I don't think that they expected it to get the traction that it did.
You can tell they were gambling a little bit on season 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Video game adaptations have had a clanky history.
They have, and it's we're going to do everything that we can as close to lore accurate as possible, but we are going to make some changes for creative liberties. And it just so happened to still work.
Yeah,
most of the time that's not the case. Look at The Witcher. Witcher prime example, okay? Witcher, the first season, it's not anywhere related to the game, but it wasn't terrible for the first season, except for their armor. They tried to make the armor lore accurate, but then just did it really, really bad. It looks like it's made.
I think that there's more than a few things in that show that are a little less than lore accurate.
Would you like me to start?
No, we can have a whole other episode on that.
Well, I'm talking from a perspective of trying to make it lore accurate, but then also making creative changes.
Just screwing it up. That's what it's called.
There is a big difference in how these studios approach things, and the reason why Fallout is kind of unique is how that got approached. From what I understand, and I'm a huge Witcher fan. I have all 8 books right in front of me as we speak. I can tell you right now, Netflix bought the rights to that thing, and then they came up with the idea that's like, we want to have our own Game of Thrones. Let's use this property and do it. And then they got somebody who really should not have been the fucking lead of that to basically just write her own damn story and use The Witcher. And as that, and the first season was it was enough to like keep me from being pissed at it. But like,
it was okay. I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait for season 2. Like I am this. I'm hyped for.
Henry Cavill was a great casting choice. It was one of the things that really carried it. Season 2, and then beyond that, they strayed so far from what because they didn't
took it out back and Old Yellered it on screen, and we all had to watch. The reason why is
because they didn't understand it because they went into it just thinking we're just going to make some fucking fantasy show using this.
They never cared to understand it to begin with. They didn't care.
Not one of those writers was familiar with the IP like at all.
From what? Yeah, exactly. They had to study the book later, and they didn't even do a good job.
Joshua Nolan's doing Fallout.
Yes,
he's actually like a fan of the games.
Yeah, so in fact, that
garners brownie points 100%.
That's the difference. Is that he went to Prime with the idea of, hey, I want to make a Fallout show. See, here's the difference. Netflix, they bought and really any of these adaptations really that you see this kind of shit happens all the time.
Halo.
These companies, exactly. These companies look at IPs like something they can farm for certain genres, and then they just do whatever with it.
It's because it has a built-in established audience that's immediately money to them.
Yeah, it's lazy.
Until they screw it up.
Yeah, and then you only get one season out of it, and then it's like that wasn't that much money, yet you could have cashed in for centuries.
They make it on the cheap, and they also assume because it's a video game property, they don't need to care much. And the thing about Fallout is that it didn't start that way. They weren't even thinking about making a Fallout show. This guy came to them. From what I understand, from what I've read, this guy came to them and was like, this is a project I would like to do, and then they funded him. The first season was a risk, but they gave it some money. And because the guy actually gave a shit and liked the thing from the beginning, basically like putting Henry Cavill in charge of the Witcher project, if they had actually done that, this is like
would have been a better option.
Exactly.
We can only hope on Warhammer.
Right. Yeah. But
yeah. But have you seen how many shows have gotten greenlit since Fallout's success?
No.
Yeah.
That are like video game IPs? It's insane. I mean, you already brought up the Warhammer one. Okay,
is that a movie or is that a TV show? I think isn't it a movie?
Warhammer is going to be a TV series that's episodic, so it's supposed to be like
a show.
Weird mini seasons, like the seasons are only 6 episodes, and it's supposed to be like 3 seasons. So it's basically like 3 really long movies, as far as what I've seen.
Oh, interesting, cool. Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I just know Henry's involved.
Amazon is also greenlit a Mass Effect TV show, which got announced. Edge Runners, which they said on Netflix, they're like, we're only doing the one, and it's like, okay, now we're doing
now they're doing another one.
Independent shows that aren't related to it because everybody keeps asking. We got the same writers, we split them into 2 groups, and they're doing 2 different shows, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, so much stuff has got greenlit because of the success of Fallout. And don't get me wrong, Fallout's fantastic. I love the show, but a lot of people have criticism being like, yeah, it was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. And it's like, coming from a Fallout nerd, it was amazing to me. I can get why some other people are like, yeah, it was really good. It wasn't spectacular. I was the audience, and they did me right. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Well, the cool thing with Fallout is you don't have to be 100% like perfect on like certain things. The game screwed the lore up relatively mildly often, and it's
their
okay.
Own stuff up.
And it's fine. Just sit back, relax,
why can't the TV show on
laugh
occasion?
about it.
If I could give a shout out to the creator of Fallout, I'd recommend you actually check out his YouTube channel,
Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine,
our Lord and Savior.
actually made
he made a video on this topic, specifically addressing Fallout and any just very broadly. But just the idea that he calls it lore drift. The idea that you have an idea at one time when your vision is of a certain scale. It's not like, you're just making one game. You don't think it's going to become like this grand universe of millions. You know what I mean? He's just making a game. And the ideas that you have there, they work for that time in that era. And then as it gets bigger and bigger and more expansive, sometimes some things drift away from the original vision. That's fine. Happens all the time.
Here's something that a lot of people need to consider too, is how many writers are actually writing storylines, quest lines, and stuff like that for these games. Okay,
too many.
Not just lead writers. We're talking support writers, stuff like that. And how many of those
specifically? I could think of one writer that.
Well, we're not going to talk about him, but
he who shall not be fucking named.
But basically, think about it this way: is people who wrote side quests and stories based off of factions in Fallout 3 may have not obviously been a writer in New Vegas, because that was done by Obsidian. And the ones from 3 probably aren't the same writers that were in 4. You can't have one person in charge be the overall compendium of knowledge and expect things to not get missed. These are passion projects for some people, and some people it's just a job. So things will get missed, like there's Jet inside of a pre-world.
A child ghoul lived in a fridge for 200 plus years.
Yeah, they wanted to do something. They wanted to do a fun little quest line. It's like, yeah, cool, get it greenlit. That doesn't necessarily go to the lead writer. Once again, not going to be named as far as current development, because he's just bad. Whoever is writing the side quests for each of the factions, do that. God, promote him. He's better. I'm telling you right now.
Whoever wrote Far Harbor.
Yeah, that guy too.
Yeah,
give him
Far Harbor, fantastic. Starfield, with as many problems as it has, the main story being the primary problem. Lack of certain things to do also has a little to do with it. But you can't tell me that the UC quest line with the Terramorphs and shit wasn't at least intriguing.
Make that guy the lead writer. I thought that was good. I thought that was pretty good. And the whole city and the thing in the background. But then we've got farmers on the moon, right? And they all speak like they're from South Georgia, and it's like, come on.
Well, whatever.
Come on, man.
Is this now the long coveted Atom Bomb baby Starfield podcast?
Yeah, that got canceled? The one that got canned.
It's like, no.
Oh man.
Let's just do it.
Let's push this forward. Let's move on. All right, I'm gonna press play on this. Gotta get out of this conversation. We'll be in this all night if we don't.
Speaking of, pause real quick.
Yeah, I didn't. I wanted to show a little bit because we've been kind of pausing every second, so I wanted to kind of keep it moving.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this really fast since we're sitting on it right here.
This is not going to be talked real fast. I got some words about this.
Okay. Then we'll go. We'll do this right now.
I also want to point out that there's new power armor in the show. He's not wearing T60 power armor with the visor.
I knew the answer to that.
T45D.
We will talk about this. We'll talk about this in 2 seconds. Let's do this real fast though. Dinky the dinosaur is facing the wrong way, and it bothered me from the second I saw the teaser trailer. In the game, we're doing it now. Dinky faces the interstate. Novak is behind him. There is no pool.
I get it. Yeah.
And he faces the other way. Not a big deal. I'm not really complaining about it, but for Boone's storyline, literally,
here's
to shoot towards the street.
Legionaries that were coming down the highway.
Now here's the thing.
I ain't making a big deal about it. I just immediately noticed that, and I was like, that is. I wonder if it was purposely done.
As far as Boone's story goes. Because you say he's trying to snipe shit on the street. Technically, we don't see if there is the street clearly visible over the top of that. It's still possible that he did that. Like it doesn't.
I beg to differ, and I can tell you exactly why based off of one quest in the game.
But if we're going off of just map details, I have comments on that because I personally don't ever hold video game maps to any sort of actual standard of accuracy. As far as I'm concerned, every video game map that I've ever played in is only as accurate as its most recent depiction.
Well,
because
ironically,
as technology gets better, it changes.
Game, Dinky Dino is actually facing the wrong direction. I looked at the actual Novak area where Novak is based off of.
But it doesn't matter, right? Because this isn't based off that. It's based off the game. But it's cool if it's flipped. It's like a non-issue, I guess. But it's just something I immediately noticed.
Here's something
in the highway thing, the reason that it does break Boone's story is for one reason.
You want to be on the case?
You have that quest where you have to put on Boone's cap and walk Jeannie Mae out into the street where he shoots her in the face. Okay? Mm-hmm. He couldn't have done that with the Dinky Dino facing into the... He would have basically taken her into the middle of town and shot her in the face in front of God and everybody instead of outside of the town on the highway. Because that... You can see where Helios 1 is. That's actually accurate to where Novak is. They didn't move the Dinky Dino. They moved the town and adjusted it.
See, the thing is, though, is that I still don't... Because that also implies that the area surrounding this area is the same, or at least not changed too much from the game. And... I don't think that. I think that because of the fact that you have this area, which is technologically limited to 2010, and has a certain... They weren't considering these things when they were making...
No, they weren't saying, hey, we're going to make a TV show.
Yeah, and on top of that, because of the fact that the medium changed to real... Because like I said before, I never hold game maps to any... Like I said, my philosophy always has been... Whatever the most recent iteration of that map is the accurate one. Even if it retcons previous things, just forget about it and go with it. Because they're never to scale. Like you look at video games... As long as they can
still state that is a sniper tower, I am okay.
That's the thing, is like I think that what this does is that we'll see more homages later. But it gives Lucy an opportunity to be her own Boone for Cooper as he clearly goes through Novak and fucks up the Great Khans, who are still there, apparently.
They did it to make a reference, but also kind of ruined a reference. But which one would you rather have? A really cool scene or something that wasn't touched on at all?
The thing is, if they're going to rotate Dinky, and that's going to be a big deal, then we should complain about the pool. But I think that just the fact that this whole area is...
I had a problem too, but I get it.
I got something else to point out real fast too. I should have put this in the show notes, guys. Sorry, but it comes to my brain. Is this a catapult, dude? What is this? What is that? Looks like a catapult to me.
What time are you on?
I'm on a screenshot, but I don't know. It's somewhere in there. You can see it. I just full screened it right here. It looks like a catapult to me. You see what I'm saying?
Kind of does.
I don't know,
a trebuchet?
Dude. Yeah, something, right?
Like a trebuchet for people? Like you just launch people at?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I seriously don't know.
It's facing the dino too, which is also extremely weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they feed people it. It's like, hey, we're gonna shoot you in the mouth of the dino. Who knows?
I guess the pole's supposed to look like a Nuka-Cola here, but yeah.
Besides, for all we know, this could be a non-issue, and then we find out the damn thing rotates.
No, it's definitely a non-issue. I'm being nitpicky. I will admit it. You know, but it's just something I immediately noticed because it's a very iconic part of New Vegas, right? Man.
Every area
it punches you slightly in the nostalgia. That's all we're saying. But I'm expecting it to still be good.
Huh?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't retcon things, and even though that it may break it in the game's representation of that world, I don't think.
If they can put the boneyard that close to where they said Shady Sands was in season 1,
wants to be part of the cast. Here, look, you're here.
Okay?
All right, you're here. All right, you done? Are you done bothering me? All right.
Is that Rick?
Mwah. Love you, buddy. Please go lay down.
But yeah, it's like they had some with season 1. So
and
if they can do that and nobody cared, that was way bad.
That was way more egregious.
We can adjust the dino's pointy point. Like I'm okay.
It's a redesign of a popular area because now they can be very highly detailed with it in a visual medium.
Here's the thing. Now,
same thing with New Vegas.
I expect a New Vegas 2 because of this. It's like they need to explain why the dinos moved another direction. You give me New Vegas 2, I'll quit complaining.
Yeah, right. Make it happen.
Well, maybe, like I said, maybe they explain it in the show. Maybe, as it turns out, they didn't render it in the game, but maybe the fucking thing spins. Who knows? All I know is like the same logic can ultimately be applied to even New Vegas. The fact that it's bigger than just 3 blocks now. It actually
100% is a catapult. That's either a catapult or a big ass crossbow.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, right? Look, it's like a telephone pole or something, right? They got something going on here, and that's just a guy's leg.
Yeah, something like that. Wow, dude. You are catching all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I caught something else earlier. Maybe we'll talk about it here in a second.
Yeah, well, the other thing is all the raiders that you're looking at. Those aren't raiders. They're great cons. You can tell by what they're wearing.
Actually, I think that there's someone else, and we'll see it here in a little bit.
Either that or the Vipers, most likely. But.
Let's get through this teaser real fast, and then we'll chit chat a little bit more because we're literally almost done with it.
Yeah, let's timestamp. We're in the final.
This I am. We're looking at one. Let's go back 151. You know, the best Pokemon set in modern.
Okay, good.
And press and play. 3, 2, 1, play. Dog meat.
Chicken.
Let's get lucky, shall we?
All right, we'll talk about that in a second too. Hold on.
Yeah, I know
I want to point this out fast.
Atomic Wrangler.
Okay, right here. Right here.
Hang on, where are you at?
Yes, sir.
Let me get back to it really fast. I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
Are these the kings Bagulfied?
Ooh. Ooh. Interesting.
Look, both their hair. They got the jacket.
They do have matching jackets. Dude.
Yeah. You're not. Well, that's also. That's not in Novak.
It's outside the Tops.
It's outside the Tops.
Well, it's the Tops gambling. Yeah, this is like the city looks like it's in ruins.
Wow. What an astute observation, Eric. Is the city in ruins?
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like compared to what the strip is, this is either Freeside advertising or if it's on the strips and that's actually the Tops. What the fuck happened between New Vegas and now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
once again, going back to the whole map thing.
Maybe
they also have to explain kind of what the canon ending is depending on where this is located. I mean,
yeah. Well, we got like 10 seconds left. Let's watch this guy.
Let's wrap this up.
3, 2. Look at the side. Look at the side. It looks so good. Here we go.
Yeah.
Looks so damn good.
I defer to you about what to do in this situation.
Run!
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and if you go back just a little bit, that was the gate to the strip.
Right.
They're right outside the gate when they got attacked.
Yeah, that was the main, like you could go back just a little bit to where you see them running up. Like that's where the Securitrons were standing, and that's the big chain link gate to the strip. What we're looking at is they're running in front of the Lucky 38. You can tell by the architecture of the outside with the lights and that triangular window, because if you remember, the Lucky 38 had all their windows based off of like the diamond, a heart, the club, so on and so forth. But they're running towards the gate, which means that they're running towards Freeside from on the strip. And the strip is fucked up. Like it's destroyed, which kind of you have to canonize an ending, which there's only 2 endings that it could be. One of them being the most, well, technically 3, but one of them is definitively not thing. And that is Mr. House 1, because he would still be in control of the strip. with the Securitron army, so on and so forth. So that couldn't have happened for this to get that bad.
Yeah, Mr. House is seen in all the flashbacks, and Victor was there in the present day.
But I do. Yeah, I was just about to say Victor's still around. So how do you explain that?
That's the thing. If Yes Man wins, Victor becomes an overbearing doorman for the Lucky 38. The fact that he's still running his subroutines and you can see him in different areas, so on and so forth. I don't think it could be Yes Man. I don't think it could be Mr. House. It would be an NCR ending or a Legion ending. And the only reason that I think it has to be the NCR ending is because the NCR, they talk about the collapse essentially of the NCR in season 1. If the NCR was in control of the strip, but their government fell because their main city fell, the NCR in Vegas would also kind of fracture apart. Whoever's the head general would essentially take over. They could run that into the ground.
So yeah, I guess this is it comes to like, you guys probably know more about this than me, but like,
yeah,
I've only gotten like 2 endings. I think I got Yes Man my first time ever, and then the second time I got I think it was like the NCR one. It's been so long since I've actually beat that game because I've started it like 20 times, but I never ended up finishing it again. But yeah, what ending do we think that this version of New Vegas got?
I think it has to be the NCR for the sole purpose of the way the strip looks. The NCR basically getting destroyed in season 1 and then talking about it. The Brotherhood being able to rebuild to a point that they're at with all these different airships. If they're still at war with the NCR has to have either been wiped out or they had to have killed the Brotherhood by this point.
Right.
Which they got nuked in season 1. And if there's no president, no government, no nothing, even if they took the city would fall apart. 2, on the scene inside of Novak, those look like Great Khans. If the Legion won, the Legion enslaves all of the Great Khans. So they wouldn't just be able to be running around without wearing legionary armor.
Mm-hmm.
The NCR, you have the ability to tell the Great Khans to either stand and fight, and they may have some survivors and rebuild, or they attempt to leave the Mojave during the Battle of Hoover Dam, which means that they can easily come back if the NCR is essentially falling apart. They have no reason to stay away. They built their society in Red Rock. Bitter Springs is a huge point. They want to go back to their ancestral home, essentially. The Brotherhood, we obviously see in Area 51. That would have been a fight of the ages because Helios 1 almost wiped out an entire chapter. I think the canon ending has to be the NCR, and this is the fallout of the NCR essentially winning. They win the battle for Hoover Dam, they take the city, they try to induct changes based off their president. Next thing you know, their government is completely destroyed, they have no leadership, it caves in upon itself.
I have a question for you, Ring.
Yeah.
What do you think that means that Mr. House is currently dead?
Yes. Because here's the other thing. He keeps saying that this all happened because of one man. Well, there's also a scene where you see Hank still in the power armor, and you see him underground in a Vault Tech area. Mr. House kicked everybody out of Vault 21 that was on the strip. The Vault 21 became a hotel. The rest of the vault was
filled with concrete.
But you can't fill an entire vault with concrete. They basically just blockaded it. So I bet you money this is Hank breaking into that part.
Yeah, I wonder what's in it, because that's actually something that's really interesting.
Never
how that's
touched upon really in the game, and yep.
Yeah, and that could be, especially because what we know about the fact that Mr. House was there at the round table, the fact that Mr. House was in charge of Las Vegas when the bombs fell, is the only city to actually survive it because of his ability to defend that city. He's ran it. There's clearly Cooper and his family go there, probably because that's where literally like the 1% go after this happened. that, and what with Hank McLean being a part of, what was it?
Vault-Tec itself. But that's where I think that Mr. House double-crossed Vault-Tec, because Vault-Tec had all these plans of initiating the war, right? They had a system in place of being able to be monitored by Vault-Tec, so on and so forth, and none of that ended up happening. All the experiments still happened, but no monitoring from Vault-Tec continued to happen, because I think the part that Mr. House was supposed to play, he never played out. He did his own thing to protect Vegas.
Yeah, because that's
remind
always
me. I might be wrong. Like, where was the vault that the Ghoul's family is at? Did they ever give a number? I can't remember.
They didn't specify the vault,
but it might be 21.
That's what I was about to get at.
I don't necessarily think it was 21 itself, because 21, the vault experiment, was designed to be every problem that you had to be resolved in a game of chance.
Yeah. Okay,
so that was the experiment for that one, but I think something else was happening underneath, where that might have been, because in Fallout 3, you find the Vault-Tec headquarters that was supposed to like receive the all okay signal that you hear from in Fallout 76, New Vegas, so on and so forth. I think that was supposed to be their main hub. So it was a vault under another vault, kind of the same scenario that they had in season 1 with Vault 33, 31, and 32, where there was one control vault, which was all had buds. And then the other two were basically just designed to be the experiment for leadership and management.
Yeah, 33 and...
Yes. So I think the main hub of that section of experiments was probably 21, but House said, yes, I'll be part of it if I can have control of that vault. And the thing that he was supposed to do, he didn't do. He protected the city instead of letting it die.
House always does seem like the kind of guy that it's like, yeah, all these guys around me are trying to profit off of the end of the world. They're all idiots. They're about to end the world. I know I can't single-handedly stop them, but I can definitely come out on top.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, he's a smart-ass autocrat. So it's like, he sees it like, all right, these idiots are going to end the fucking world. I don't really like that, but I know I can't stop it. If that's going to happen, I'm going to come out of this on top. And he absolutely did.
So I think his plan was to not do their plan, and that inevitably fucked everything up for Vault-Tec and the Enclave, because the Enclave's original plan was to use the vaults as experiments to test the human psyche as far as deep space travel. They put them in scenarios of isolation and so on and so forth to see how they would deal with the blackness of space for an extended period of time. But the only way to fund that was to also bring in all these other conglomerates like Big Mountain that was developing tech for the Sierra Madre and stuff like that Vault-Tec incorporated into their stuff. They flat out said, we're going to sell you vaults to run your own experiments if you fund the rest of ours. And I think they basically approached House and said, cool, you're going to be part of this? Fine, we'll give you Vault 21, but the bunker underneath, this needs to happen. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then doesn't fucking do it.
And then eventually fills it with concrete after.
Vault-Tec basically. I think it's all this proprietary technology that could have essentially rebuilt the human race, but he didn't want that getting into the hands of Vault-Tec, who basically destroyed it. Like Cold Fusion, that was bought by Vault-Tec. For all we know, the original point of where that data was hidden or that tech was hidden, there had to be a surplus somewhere that we haven't seen. Like, where's all this tech? Where did the Gek get developed? Is this a bunker full of Geks? So on and so forth. Like, all of that type of stuff. The Gek was developed and built by Vault-Tec, but Vault-Tec didn't have scientists in that way. They contracted everything out through Robco, H&H Tools, all these other companies that became partners.
The Harbor Freight of the Wasteland.
Pretty much, yeah.
Think you'd know a thing or two about that.
I wonder how much lore drift is probably going to end up happening as a result of that, considering. But even then, like I said earlier with Tim Kaine, as he said, shit like that's fine. I mean, for God's sakes, just to really quickly backtrack on that, one of the points he made, they had a fucking Fallout Bible, right? Where it was like, okay, here's all the lore from the first game. By the time they made the second game, half of that shit wasn't even valid anymore. Yeah, like
that's what I'm saying. You can't have one person be the compendium of all knowledge and expect everything to go smoothly. Things get forgotten 100%. The boy in the fridge.
Oh yeah,
that
don't
you
even
brought
get me
up
started.
Before,
that's a
don't even get me started.
That thing is so goofy, but you know that was one person's little passion project to just create a side quest.
Yeah, but it's just a shame that person was never stopped between there and launch, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're
like,
not,
man, you know how many layers
wrong.
of management do you have to go through to get your side quest approved? And no one said, how do you live 2 years without food?
Like,
or like without like you know what I mean? Like a survival ability. Like better yet, oxygen. You know, like
without going feral. And how do you still stay a kid and your parents still not be feral, but also be like, oh my god, our little boy is back? And I'm like, no, your little boy was there for 200 years. He's not a little boy anymore. That's a 200-year-old man. I don't care how you look at it.
That's a very big example of like them going, hey, we have a funny idea. Let's do the funny idea. And they just accidentally break fucking everything. It's like, oh,
Fallout has always had its comical moments, but whenever you start focusing on an entire quest of being a funny comical moment, you lose track of things. Fallout 4 being the most egregious one because you had you find Jet in a pre-war vault.
Yeah, I know. That short has like 1,000 views on it.
Somebody tried to explain it being like, that's just pre-war meth. And I'm like, cool, then call it something else.
Yeah,
it's not something
Jet. Else. Look, I know it seems like we're being nitpicky.
That's a good head.
I know it seems like we're complaining. There is no other game on earth I'd rather like just accept it like for what it is because I just love the product.
That headcanon works just fine. And after playing Fallout 2, I'm like, okay, so that's where it came from. It's very easy. I forget the damn scientist's name that made it, but the little scrawny little kid. Milton.
We have a viewer named Milton. He loved the Fallout series, by the way. Yeah, I mean, he commented.
Milton, love you, Milton. Listen, but in Fallout 2, fuck Milton, because here's the thing: is that if you have a high enough science skill, you can actually call him out on his bullshit and tell him this shit is literally you didn't invent Jet. You just based this shit off of old world medicines, off of old world tech.
You remade methamphetamine out of cow shit. Like that's what you did.
So as far as Jet being in shit like 76 or those Fallout 4 pre-war thing, in those cases, just pretend it's methamphetamine.
Yeah,
fuck it. I mean, that's just what it is.
Or give me an explanation of basically nobody in today's day and age knew what meth was, so they just called it Jet.
Or better yet,
in the computer, call it meth and be like, oh, Jet's meth, got it.
Or better yet, you could just have it be like, oh, during the pre-war, they had inhalable meth, and it was prescribable.
Well, it's like Medics is supposed to be morphine, and then they got that cut.
Yeah, and then
pretty much all we got. That's why it's called chems and not drugs. Thanks, Australia. Appreciate it. It's the only thing you ever provided for the planet. Plot twist: Australia is not real. Said it here. It's fake.
They also took away the child killing perk, which is very
yet also going back to it too. It's like they got rid of the child killing perk, but in New Vegas, you were allowed to see child slaves.
Hey, look, the government works in weird ways. Am I right?
Pretty sure that's arguably worse. Also, kid in the fridge. We're gonna go back to that again. You had the ability to sell that child. I need to point that out.
As far as the egregiousness of that breaking,
you broke the canon and then let me do arguably something worse than murder, which I've been doing up until that point for probably 6+ hours before I even get to kid in a fridge. It's like I have been killing people left and right, but no, can't shoot a kid, can't shoot the super loud prior in the middle of New Vegas, but you can sell a ghoul child that's been locked in a fridge for 200 years after going on a murder spree to get there.
Yeah.
No.
It's a wacky, wild wasteland out there, man. I tell you what.
Wild wasteland. All right, boys, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Joshua Graham, he's got to come back for the show, right? Am I right? Joshua Graham.
Absolutely. Bring back Benny. Wait, never
Here's
mind.
the thing. I don't necessarily think he would come back for the show for one reason, and that's where the DLC where Joshua Graham takes place. Going back to Box's conversation of how far distances are, he's essentially in Zion Canyon in roughly Utah.
Utah.
I believe
He's not walking to a destroyed Vegas Strip, especially the Legion definitely would have had to have lost and basically be nothing left. Or he's not showing his face anywhere near there. He's now trying to live in peace.
He's absolutely.
I don't think he's showing his face anywhere. Let's be real.
That man is shooting. That man is shooting anyone who comes into that canyon who looks like he's there to do harm. Like
God willing, you will.
He turned an entire tribe of people militaristic to keep them out. Like that's it.
I think he's a season 3 character at best. Definitely not.
Season 3 maybe, because if this whole season's primarily taking place in Vegas, he ain't showing up. Now, who you could see is possibly Ulysses.
Well, who knows though? Well, yeah, that'd be cool. But who knows though? Maybe they move Zion Canyon hundreds of miles southwest, so that way it borders New Vegas, just like we did with Shady Sands.
They take things and they just nudge them. Why not?
But here's the thing. That could also be part of the canon ending. Like you could keep Ulysses alive if you basically nuked both of them.
Yeah.
So that could be the start of. You don't know where the nuke dropped in New Vegas to bomb the NCR and to bomb the Legion itself. For all we know, the nuke that destroyed the NCR came from the Divide. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Hank supposedly did it. But that's not 100% definitive. It was implied.
He definitely did it. He had. The guy. Lucy literally hates him.
My question, but here's
if
my.
He didn't do it. He'd defend himself. He absolutely did it.
Here's my thought, though. I 100% agree with you that he would do it. There's no qualm in my mind that he wouldn't. But this man was a middle manager of Vault Tech, put into this experiment to become a Vault Overseer for management skills. He wasn't Bud. He was Bud's buds. Where does he have access to a fucking nuke?
Vault Tech? I mean, I don't fucking know. I mean, that's the thing is, I guess they really try. I mean, you got to think, Vault Tech, when the shit started popping off, Vault Tech, from what I understand, Vault Tech started bombing U.S. cities and basically making it look like China to ensure that everything gets wiped out. So that way they can rule over the ashes of it all with all the people that they control in the vaults and all that.
But they also had to make sure that China was also destroyed too. So they had to basically launch the nukes at China.
The U.S. was making sure of that. It was now all out war. It was like,
yeah, exactly.
Fucking, but they wanted, but yeah.
So here's my thought though. Sure. To make
they had access to nukes. That's like
they had access to a nuke because that's all they would have needed. They just had to make it seem like China did it, and then they start flying both directions. You're telling me a company had access that's supposed to be able to create vaults. They weren't a military contractor, or else they would have let more soldiers in, right? They didn't have access. They didn't have access to their armory. Look at Vault Tech security armor. It is the shittiest plastic crap you'd ever see in every game. Like they didn't have military equipment. Yeah, they didn't have full military equipment aside from the boomers, which was a government-sanctioned vault. I don't think they had access to nukes, as in the plural. They had access to maybe a couple.
I think that they absolutely did. I mean, these guys were essentially like the evil megacorp of their day. They had fingers in everything. I'm
pretty sure it was the Enclave, because they basically contracted through Vault Tech that had
those guys are like
military generals and shit like that. I think the Enclave was in control of Vault Tech from the beginning.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm
didn't have nukes. So, but even if that was the case, Hank was not that high ranking in Vault Tech. He was there for management training, for fuck's sake. It was buds.
I don't think there were many of them left.
You're telling me you're going to walk into McDonald's and be like, I'd like to speak to your manager. Cool. You're going to give me access to everything in this place. And he's going to do it. And he's like, no, dude, I'm a middle manager. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even have keys to this bitch. Like,
all right,
well, look, all I know is that
sorry.
There's clearly a lot of nukes laying around, just based on the simple fact that in 76, players just somehow managed to get access to the silos and launch the shit at each other all the time.
You had to actually become a general in the U.S. military to be able to do so.
Yeah,
that's my point. Yeah,
but who's to say that post-war Vault Tech can't scrap together a couple extra shells? You know.
All right. I love the speculation, guys. Let's push it forward a little bit. Why?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and let's ask ourselves this question. Why did Fisto push the ghoul out of the atomic wrangler here? Why?
Because he's the ghoul and he was probably being an asshole. I have an almost 100% of it. He's going to get thrown
right out the second floor window, dude. Floor. Yeah, third floor, whatever it is.
Third floor.
I do also want to point out that the courier never took Quarry Junction. Just going to point that out because, you see the death claw inside of there. If you noticed, that was a blind death claw. He had no pupils.
I did not notice.
Which blind death claws were all over New Vegas, so I have a feeling he never went to Quarry Junction.
Well, I guess the real question is, did they take Quarry Junction on the way to New Vegas? Did they get screwed up all the way there?
I would love it if that's exactly what happens.
Would that be
they are just like, oh, look.
Would that be perfect?
Oh, look, New Vegas is right over there. Let's walk straight to it. Holy fuck, no. No, we gotta take a fat detour.
It'd be funny. It would be
something
perfect.
Actually drives the courier actually drives the remaining Deathclaw towards the city, trying to clear him out of Quarry Junction. So it's like the NCR's failing, and next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, there's 30 Deathclaws at the door. Now we know why the city's destroyed.
What would be perfect is if like Lucy is like, hey, look, Ghoul, we could walk straight to New Vegas. Look, we can do that, and he would just be like,
he's like, let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
It ain't that simple,
well,
little
why?
lady.
Well, but because you don't want to, or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something like that. That would be kind of funny.
That would be funny.
All I know is I better get a canon scene of the Pioneer Saloon, or we riot.
We absolutely riot.
What in the goddamn?
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, though. We also, yep. There we go with another. Well, that's a picture of a damn security. So that goes into what you were just talking about. That's Hank being shot at by a Securitron. Now, whether or not that Securitron is Victor or another Securitron, I can't tell.
Who's to say that that's actually Hank getting shot at him and not the Ghoul? Because it's T60 power armor that doesn't have the Brotherhood logo on the chest.
I can answer this question.
Had the Brotherhood logo on the chest with a giant scratch marks.
This is something else I wanted to talk about.
Maximus's power armor.
You're right. Yeah.
This is something else I wanted to talk about. See all the snow in this scene? Do you see all the snow?
What scene? Hang on.
What
scene?
Timestamp is that? Yeah.
It doesn't let me see it. This is this has to be Anchorage. It has to be.
Cooper did say he was at the Battle of Anchorage, and that is T-45 power armor, so 100%.
Yeah,
that is Anchorage.
He definitely went to Anchorage, dog. Like, or well, we know that, but like in the show, we're going to go there.
Yeah,
without a doubt, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see the end of the war for Anchorage anyway, at the very least.
So sick, dude.
Wow.
That was a piece of me when the show started. I was like, the mask opening is dumb. But now it's like grown on me. It's like, yeah, you can finally like see the actor's face.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It always didn't make sense because even in like Fallout 4 when they showed the armor and you show like Dance take his helmet off, his arms like clipped into the armor to be able to do so. It's like you always have to have somebody take your helmet off for you. No, like that's ridiculous.
It's got to be a button, right?
Come up with something else.
The real question is how do they take a piss in that thing, dude? It's got to be like
It has a recycler. It has a recycler. It has already been. It's canon.
Bro pulled out the finger.
They literally mentioned.
It did. Yes.
Well, actually,
that was my actually moment.
Well, actually, they be shitting and pissing in that suit all the time. But yeah, man. It's got a real Iron Man thing going on.
Yeah, dude, it does. It looks great.
The one thing,
so good.
The one thing that I did have a problem with from season 1, but it's also I don't care enough to bring it up. The fucking put a jetpack on it. I get why they didn't, because you couldn't get in and out of the armor.
They won't.
Like, nobody ever explained
remember episode 1 of the Bombcast?
They gave him the fucking. Like, just give me the in-game jetpacks. If you're telling me that all power armor has the ability to fly and we lost a war, kiss my ass.
I don't want to rehash that moment. I don't want to rehash that moment, but I think what we said was, how do they hold guns and fly at the same time? It's like, you're right. Like, how did they do that? The answer is, I don't think they did.
Man. Lore drift, man. It's all it is. It's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like fusion-powered cars, and you're telling me that you couldn't just give me a suit to fly back and forth to work that I didn't have to get out of? Yeah. Like, parking wouldn't be a problem anymore, like, ever.
Parallel parking be gone.
He's like, you just needed a work closet. You don't even need a parking garage anymore.
For real.
Do you think that, well, going back to that automatron, we can't confirm what that is specifically.
It's a Securitron, yeah.
Oh, yeah, automatron. I said automatron. I'm thinking of something else.
By the way, there's also 4 Gridwinds that we haven't talked about, or 4 airships that we haven't talked about.
I'm trying to get to that right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to...
Give me one second.
208.
I think the thing is...
Yep.
Oh, you're a godsend.
Isn't Yes Man in charge of the Securitrons? So if that is like a spare
No, Yes Man was a hacked Securitron that couldn't do anything with the other Securitrons until House was killed and he was uploaded to the computer.
And he got the platinum chip, because that's the whole thing. The platinum chip is the thing that controls
the platinum chip only militarized them, so it basically turned their submachine guns into their secondary. Basically, they went from police force to military force. That's what the platinum chip was. It was a software upgrade that allowed them to access them grenade launchers, missile launchers, Gatling lasers, and miniguns that they had built in, but they didn't have the software to run. So that's why whenever you get to Vegas, if you like pissed off the Securitrons, they really only shot you with 9mm submachine guns.
I'm just trying to think about how they could work in other endings of things, because like, just out of the theories of, just the fact that, like, we know the NCR exists, so there's one. We know that Legion still exists, so there's another. Securitrons shooting people.
But here's the thing: the Legion was, no matter what happens, the Legion would still be around because they had such a vast territory.
Well, more like just their presence in the New Vegas area.
They would have nowhere else to essentially go. I mean, they're a warring people. They will just go until they die. The Legion is comprised of a bunch of slaves and previous tribals that have been incorporated. Yeah. So these are just a bunch of tribal people that would essentially keep the Legion name, but break off into sects and become a tribe again.
You think that for sure Caesar's dead?
100%.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this takes place all the way.
How would he appear in the Magic the Gathering set? Come on.
I mean, the only canon way that he could ever even possibly be alive is if the courier went Legion route and was a brain surgeon and successfully did it on.
But then you wouldn't have Victor or the Securitrons again, because the whole goal of the Legion winning was that they would take and sack the city. They would destroy everything. New Vegas was their Gomorrah, their Gomorrah.
Plus the Great Khans being in Novak still. You're right about that as well.
Yep. The Legion couldn't have been the winners. The only 2 options are not Mr. House. It is Yes Man, which is very unlikely because that's too much uncontrolled chaos, because the way you can choose
the chaos.
It would and wouldn't, because every faction would have to survive, but the NCR was still a massive presence in Vegas, and so was the Legion. They would still be warring. The city would be destroyed, but those 2 armies would have control of everything else because there was no structure to anything. Like they're the two greatest powers in the area.
I have a theory about Mr. House. That my theory is that now this is going to sound stupid, but hear me out. My theory is that he is in the show, but I mean that as in to say, like, I
think everything we're going to see from House is pre-war.
That's the thing. So we're going to see a shit ton of stuff pre-war that's establishing him.
Yeah.
They're going to search for him. Now, hear me out on this, because basically every ending except for he's basically fucked. You know, in one way or another. I think the only way that he's not is if you get the NCR ending and he just kind of is begrudgingly working with the NCR and he's still around up until this point. That's one way he could still be alive. I think
the NCR ending still forces you to go and take him out of the cryostasis, which he even says he can't be put back in. So the NCR ending, you have to essentially kill House.
So basically, it is. So you're right. Actually, it is
every ending except for House's, he dies.
So here's my theory. I still think he's around because the House always wins. It's going to be some crazy shit. They're going to make a joke about it. It's going to be a reference. They're going to be talking about how they're going to find the big man, Mr. House. They're going to hype him up. They're going to show those flashbacks. They're going to get there. They're going to have to go underneath. They're going to fucking fight Securitrons. They're going to fight they're going to talk to Victor and all that, who's still around, still serving House. Because as it turns out, they get there and it's a skeleton. House is dead. But because of some weird pre-war technology, that motherfucker pulled a Johnny Silverhand and uploaded his entire consciousness into his computer. And now he's still around.
I legitimately think he's dead, and Cooper is basically like, you want to see the man who basically ended the world? Not know he's dead. Like they show up to it'd be like, what the hell happened to Vegas? It's going to be a whole like revelation of this place was not destroyed the last time I was here.
Yeah.
And then come to find out it's destroyed. You see the embassy's part. Like they were outside of the Lucky 38, 100% running towards Freeside. There is a Deathclaw on the strip. That city is destroyed. If House was alive and had control of even just the police force, the NCR had no control inside of the strip as long as House was alive because he controlled the Securitrons.
I'm going to push back on that. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I don't think that Deathclaw was on the strip, dude. I think that was leading up to them to the gate.
100% go back. Like that is the exterior building of the Lucky 38. 100%.
Yeah, but we can't go off of, we already explained that like we can't go off of like the game maps at all. This is going to be like a remix.
But the Lucky 38, the Lucky 38 is on the strip. They are standing in front of the Lucky 38 running from the Deathclaw. That Deathclaw is on the strip.
I still think that like House is dead. I like more likely than not House is probably dead, but it's like it's going to be one of those things where it's like a relic almost, where it's like, well, yeah, I got killed by a dude I was hired to fucking do the platinum chip. He killed me, but despite that, I uploaded my consciousness into this computer waiting for an idiot like you, Cooper, to boot me back up. And then he does. And or just something like, I just feel like no matter what, that could happen too, always wins.
That could happen too, but he would still have control of the Securitrons, and the city would have never fallen into the hands of anybody else.
Maybe not necessarily. Maybe they can write it in a way where it's like that wouldn't happen. Because I mean, when you're playing with shit like relic chips, I mean, anything could be you know what I mean? Like, and Fallout isn't afraid to go wonky with their science fiction. So,
100%.
I think that's probably like if House is dead. Only his body is, but his mind isn't. His mind's in a computer because the House always wins. I just feel like that's.
I think they might run into like a House created AI, like he was trying to do with Victor and that other Securitron. Of speaking of another callback to Sinclair, who was the guy who ran Big Mountain and Sierra Madre. Vera Hayes or whatever was her name. That was also the female robot that was like encoded in House's suite.
Yeah, that was his.
It was the same. It was the lady of the evening that House and Sinclair fought over almost continuously. Vera just ended up dying at the Sierra Madre, not in Vegas.
So the idea already of human
reason that they're
consciousness is
warring
being
between
put
the
into
two,
AI is like not already unfamiliar to this entire universe. So I just genuinely think that Mr. House has a freaking plan for everything. He's like Batman in that way. He has absolutely got like a plan Z where it's like, okay, I'm dead, but I'm not though. The house always wins.
In every other ending, it's you've ruined everything. I can't go back. I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he flat out states it. He's like, there's no recovering from this. You have ended everything.
I just like the idea of the courier just having a job and then doing it. And if they made that canon, it'd just be the most straightforward shit, but I would just love it. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm from what you've stated,
also have
I
to
actually
think of where
maybe the NCR ending is probably the most likely.
I think it's the only one that has to be, because the NCR would have had control of the city, and then their government fell apart. So
yeah, and they clearly are not done telling that story. They're clearly not done telling that story, so they're not just going to leave it there.
The Brotherhood's able to rebuild and all of that stuff. Like, I mean, do you not think that Area 51 would be target number one for an autocrat that wants the Brotherhood extinguished?
Yeah,
true.
He absolutely
the fact that you would let the Brotherhood build up in Area 51, and if he knew all, as he states, he knew he had an idea what would be there.
Man, it's getting less and less likely that I'm gonna see my boy House, at least in the flesh. I'm not kidding though. I really do think
you might still see him in the flesh. He was almost like petrified in the tube. Like you might still get to see him as beef jerky on that table.
I 100% think that we are going to see his skeleton. He's going to be dead, but his consciousness is going to be digitized, and he's going to be sitting there being like, man, these idiots fucked up everything. And then through one means or another, especially since that now the NCR has fallen and all this other stuff, that it's more likely for House as an AI construct to slowly, through the efforts of Cooper Howard and Lucy and the whatever the hell Hank's got going on, and Dog Meat and the rest of the cast, which we're not even including the Brotherhood. I just feel like that he'll climb his way back. I think that's like gonna be like the side story of like the overarching story.
And that's kind of where I'm getting at too. Is every single ending for New Vegas, besides 2, make you kill the Brotherhood. House makes you kill the Brotherhood. You can't talk him out of not killing the Brotherhood. The Legion makes you kill the Brotherhood. There is no talking your way out of killing the Brotherhood. As with Yes Man. Yes Man, you have the ability to ignore them, but with the NCR, you can kind of create a unstable treaty. You can get the Brotherhood to fight for the NCR on the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Yeah. And there's even a really famous glitch. I think it's the Cannibal Johnson.
Yes.
What's his name? Yeah. There's something about like how he drops down early and ends up like, I saw a clip where he like dropped down early or whatever and ended up killing like an NCR guy, and it was funny.
Well, you're thinking of the Cannibal Johnson is one of the Enclave remnants.
Oh yeah, that's
you can essentially
a long time
with the NCR ending. You can keep everyone alive, like every single faction alive. You can get the Great Khans to leave the valley.
Except for Mr. House, apparently.
Yeah, except for House, but you can get the Khans to leave the valley. You can get the Brotherhood to fight alongside with the NCR in an unstable treaty. You can get the Enclave remnants to follow the NCR in an unstable treaty. You get the Boomers, obviously, on either side. The Kings, you can create and restore peace in Freeside with the Kings and the NCR. Inside of Freeside doesn't mean that they're not going to be ghoulified, like you pointed out, because that was a very good catch. But all of those factions would still be in play if House, like the House ending. If you work with the Kings or don't work with the Kings, House kicks the Kings out of Freeside at the end of the story. The Legion enslaves everybody. The Kings wouldn't be a thing anymore. Plain and simple. The only 2 factions that let you essentially keep everybody alive is Yes Man and NCR. Yes Man seems the most unlikely option because none of those factions would be in a position to rebuild.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, Ring, especially when it comes to the topic of Fallout lore, but good fucking points, man. like seriously,
Do you know you're
I
talking right now?
I can't really argue. Can't really argue with you on those. Like I'm sitting there just like, shit, man. Like, no, you're right. Because that's the fun thing about.
I saw this
Vegas.
trailer, and it's like that Charlie meme from Always Sunny, where it's like the string and it's like, I've found it all. That was me for like the first week.
Well, speaking of Fallout lore here,
let's finally.
Every single time there's a new like Fallout teaser or trailer or whatever, I'm like the last trailer for season 1, there was like 2, right? And I was like, okay, all right, there's more than just the Prid one. Okay, now we have 4.
Are you sure?
Now we have 4.
Well,
I thought we only just saw the Prid one.
One of the ships, there was 2 ships in season 1 because they flat out said it. They were like, that's not the Pridwin. And you pointed out, and it's like, that's the Pridwin. It says it on the side of the ship.
Yeah.
There's 2 ships, and I bet you money they were running supply routes because one of them was the Pridwin and one of them was the Caswin. I cannot remember how they built the Pridwin. But there was a big deal. Like, didn't they like defeat the Enclave? And then was it like Fort Adams or whatever it was? They took like or something. Well, they took parts and pieces from that and they built the Pridwin. And it was a big deal because it was like the only one. And now it's like, they rebuilt it.
Now we have like 4 dirigibles.
Well, they rebuilt it off of other designs. Like if you play in Fallout 4, there's a side mission where you can talk to the captain of the Pridwin, where he talks about an airship going down in the south over by Texas. They almost canonized Fallout tactics as far as the Brotherhood used to have an armada of airships. But the Pridwin was rebuilt off of those specifications using the fusion reactor from Rivet City in the Capital Wasteland. So where the hell did they get the other ones? Well, after the defeat of the Enclave, at Adams Air Force Base, they used all of the Enclave tech to essentially rebuild it.
Right.
Well,
the Pridwin was essentially the prototype, the first.
The thing that I'm noticing too, from what I understand about the Brotherhood, on the wet, especially with playing Fallout 1 and 2 fairly recently, the impression that you get about the Brotherhood of Steel, at least for the major part of it, is that they're very much like a secretive kind of cult.
They're a zealot organization.
They're a zealot
religious to a degree.
On the West Coast, it's very like secretive, and they have most certainly kept that zealot tradition, where it's like that religious like symbolic tradition.
The main council have kept that. Yes,
I just feel like that they're being more out in the open. I'm getting the impression that because the West Coast chapters, which was the original chapters of the Brotherhood of Steel, but they've gotten, especially by New Vegas, they were not strong, and that's part of the reason is because they were so secretive about their whole shit, and they hoarded a lot of stuff, and it kind of ended up biting them on the ass.
They were strong in tech, not in people.
Yeah, it's like the New York Yankees. They're skills, but not fundamentals.
Yes, exactly.
So the thing is that what I'm noticing, at least from the impression I'm getting, especially since now we got 4 fucking Pridwins and they're all out in the open, and we got Air Force, like what is it, for Area 51? They're all people know the Brotherhood in these areas. They talk about the Knights and all that. It's very public. I'm getting the sense that the East Coast chapters and philosophy has moved its way very deep west in terms of that, where
they did explain that with the rise of Maxon being the youngest elder initiated, because Maxon was part of Lion's Pride originally. Like that was his chapter.
He's a part of the lineage that started the whole thing.
In a way, well, yeah, I mean, he's part of the Maxon bloodline, but like where he grew up as far as the Brotherhood was inside of the Capital Wasteland, seeing Elder Lyons and Sarah Lyons go to war for the people of the Capital Wasteland against super mutants, hence why he has such a disdain for mutants in general. Hence because the Brotherhood didn't really care one way or another on the East Coast. It was only on the East Coast versus the West Coast.
Look at that god-tier hairline. Yeah. He's an amazing hairline.
A deep disdain for mutants in general, he built that faction up via new initiates, new recruits, as well as the original factions of the Brotherhood. Unless you were born into it, you were not becoming part of it. Without very special circumstances. Arthur Maxon, or Elder Maxon, got the outcasts from Fallout 3 who were the zealot type to reintegrate into his chapter of the Brotherhood, and they started making their way back. He made a name for himself and became a elder on the overall council, changing policies, hence why you get Maximus, who was a kid that was deserted that became an initiate. He changed he didn't take away their zealot-like nature, but he changed their operating tactics to become more militaristic.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
was
instead of being a zealot, now convert people instead.
It does seem like it's like it started out.
They're two sides of the same coin. Yeah, it's really.
It started out as like military accidental military deserters of Mariposa. They were going to attempt to desert, and the fucking world ended, so nobody even noticed. And then they're like, okay, well then we'll preserve technology. And then it started becoming like, all right, well we'll follow the Knights of Old, that whole thing. And then that sort of started becoming very religious, zealotish, kind of getting away from the, I guess, original simple mindset of it. It gets bigger, but it gets fractured, and that fracturedness, that not so much on the East Coast, but the East Coast, like you said, sort of has a much more, because it's further away from its origins, and it's evolved the whole way across the entire wasteland of America. And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, it seems that the Brotherhood as a whole is starting to not be so cracked and segregated, but we're seeing a blend of it. You're seeing
the way that Elder Lyons ran the Brotherhood, being very public, but also integrated in with the same zealot structure that the original Brotherhood Council had. So now basically at one point you had a battleless civil war in a way, East Coast versus West Coast, and then you had a reintegration combining both cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like two different countries that became one country. It's super weird.
And on top of that, it's almost like, well, I mean, I know there's already the fucking Legion, so I guess this isn't exact. Pretend that the Legion doesn't exist. Think of the Romans, right?
Yeah.
It's like when they would, I guess for lack of a better word, conquer or assimilate other factions of people, they didn't tread all over their religious views. You know what I mean? So I think not typically.
Not Romans, but the Legion.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Forget the Legion for a second. I'm talking about the Romans.
My bad.
The Romans, when they would conquer folks, they were like, okay, well, we're not gonna. So I think the thing is that as the East Coast philosophy of the Brotherhood begins to expand further west, and sort of, it's like, okay, it's all coming back together now. It's not so secretive like these cults had it, but that cult stuff, the further west you go, the more intense that is. That still
basically
exists, the further west you go.
It gets to the point where Maxon rejoins the main Council of Elders, and it's like, hey, I'm not going to change the way you think, but we are going to change the way you do things.
Basically, I think all the East and the West Coast are now fully in contact with each other. They're probably...
It's all one organization now. It's not splinter factions.
That being said, I don't think that people in the Capital Wasteland, when they join the Brotherhood, are getting their asses branded. I think that's a West Coast thing because of how zealot in their nature they are. That's sort of like the difference.
That's if you joined the Brotherhood. I mean, I'm pretty sure that
or became a squire or whatever.
I wish we got a new game in the Capital Wasteland, because if they took the fusion reactor from Rivet City, they damned all of those people. Those people are fucked. Sure, they have clean water, but you basically destroyed the livelihood of an entire city by taking that reactor to build your ship.
For real.
It started out as, we are the good guys, we are bringing clean water, but at the end of the game, you see them running caravans of aqua pura, which is the clean water, that they're running throughout the capital wasteland.
Never forget, but Fallout 4, man.
That's
they
only if you do. That's only
those
if you
innocent
do.
people from the evil wheat field. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at is like, even then, Fallout 3 portrays the Brotherhood as being the end-all be-all good guys.
Yeah.
But they regulated the water like severely to the point where there was a guy in Underworld who was a ghoul selling aqua pura to the ghouls there, knowing that it doesn't fucking matter to them. He's selling them irradiated water, telling them it's aqua pura.
Yeah.
Because the Brotherhood's like, I don't care. You don't need clean drinking water. You're ghouls.
Yeah.
So they didn't send them. They regulated the water from that basin.
Yeah, that's right.
They became they started out as the heroes and became the government, which no matter how you look at it, a government is a government. Like, yeah. They ended up ruling those people, being like, hey, you have something I need. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
You're now Indians. I'm General Lee. Have fun.
Oh no.
I just remember like it's just, but yeah, that's basically, it's just like my opinion of it is like from how I've read it is like the further west you go, the more broken up the Brotherhood was and the more religiously zealot minded that they were. Yeah. Further east you go, the more unified, the less zealoty they are. Now the east is like moving into the west, sort of assimilating everything, putting it all once again under one banner, bringing it out to the public now that they can because the NCR's fucked. And
Yep.
But it's like the further, like I said, I don't think that they're branding squires in the capital wasteland. I think that's a West Coast thing.
Right.
That just kind of goes to show,
well, like, and that's the thing. I think it was a West Coast thing, but whenever you reintegrate both groups, I think it becomes a staple.
Maybe if you go,
so it's like they basically took parts of both of the splinter factions. You had the East and the West Coast, and they merged them together. So who's to say that the branding didn't become a thing as a whole anymore?
Yeah, we don't know.
Like, it may have not been on the West Coast, but became part of the West Coast because the West Coast reintegrated with the East Coast.
Now
they're now more open. They're still zealots, but they're now doing things the way the West Coast did. So it's a combination of both factions, essentially. They were two separate factions 100%, and now they're taking on recruits, which they would have never done.
Yeah.
The branding thing would have been fine in smaller groups, but now it becomes a main staple. It becomes a tradition.
Yeah, probably.
Now that you're taking on new recruits. Those other recruits,
Going back to the analogy of the Roman Empire, I mean, the idea like when Constantine came in and was like, okay, well, I'm going to officially adopt Christianity as like the main religion of and they had to like go through the whole growing pains of putting that in there and all that.
Yeah.
To like make that like the official religion of Rome at that time and all kinds of it. But wow, that's actually a perfect pick. I was just about to ask that coat. That's obviously Maxon's coat, but is that like
that's not Maxon's coat?
Yeah, actually, I think it's just a general coat you get if
that is a bomber jacket. That is the Fallout New Vegas bomber jacket. 100 or not Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4 bomber jacket.
Yeah. That's just. I think it's just a coat you get if you're like an elder or something like that.
Well, I think that's just the bomber jacket from the actual Vertibird pilot.
Sure, but I don't think you just get that. I think you have to be like.
Elder Maxon's is a trench coat. That's not a trench coat. That's just a jacket.
I think that this is probably the show's version of that, like without a doubt.
Or a West Coast version.
Well, we'll see. I legit think because that looks exactly the same as the bomber jacket from Fallout 4 and 76.
Yeah. That's definitely not Maxon. That looks more like Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, so I saw that a lot. I even said to myself, I was like, man, bro's hairline's looking great. This has got to be an Elder Maxon type of dealio. You know, the timeline fits a little bit, you know, but now kind of rewatching it and pausing it, it's like,
it definitely can't be.
Nah, it's not, you know.
He's too young because this takes place even after 4.
Agreed.
You wouldn't see an elder flying the Vertibird. He would be in charge of the bridge of the. He would be at the bridge of the Prydwen.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be freaking buddy with Maxis. Not Maxis, but Maximus either. It seems like that they're friends,
or at least from that, he's smiling.
Like,
he's
like
the other
acquaintances,
guys,
or
like,
they completed something together, or something like that.
yeah, like maybe they're escaping something.
Yeah.
I mean, they were running away from the Pridwin 4 crashing. So, we keep calling it.
To be honest,
Yeah.
there's nothing else out there. It looks like the other 3 airships attacked that airship.
Yeah.
So this could still be based off of all these Brotherhood factions are now rejoined as one individual group, but Maximus's chapter is more zealot-like than the others. I mean, all 4 Fallout games, even 5 if you count Tactics, all Brotherhood factions are vastly different from one another because they're broken up into chapters. Each chapter operates under an elder, and that elder operates that chapter differently. So, with the turmoil that happened in season 1, it seems like the elder of Maximus's chapter wants to be the end-all be-all elder of everything, and this may be the other Brotherhood basically being like, the fuck, no, you're not, and kills them.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely
could be some fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe,
in every
maybe
Fallout game, the Brotherhood is either the good or the bad guy on both sides of the same coin. Like they're not good or bad as a whole, but there are chapters that are good and there are chapters that are bad. Like 100%.
Yeah, it checks
they're,
out.
They're
sure.
lawful. There's chapters that are lawful good and chapters that are lawful evil and lawful neutral.
And then there's some chapters that are just lawful but awful.
Well, and it's like Fallout 4 being the prime example. Like, you know that Taggart or whatever the guy's name from the Pridwin who has you go take food from settlers, Maxon knows about this. Being the elder of that chapter, but everybody else, like you talk to Dance, granted he was a synth, and spoiler alert, but you talk to everybody else, and they truly believe that they are doing
God's work,
good for people. Yeah. Like they're like, we're getting rid of mutants to make people sleep safer at night, not knowing how that happens. It's like, there are good and bad people
now
in the Brotherhood. Elders can be good, elders can be bad, but people as a whole are probably leaning more on the good side.
Yeah.
War never changes.
Yeah, war never changes, dog. Yep. Where's the part where
look at our government?
It's possible that these 2 idiots are the reason why that ship is crashing. We got to remember.
It's a huge possibility there too. Yeah,
very well.
But you see how all of those ships are pointing exactly like? Wouldn't they be flying in unison, like flying together? All of those ships are pointing to where that ship is falling down. It looks like they shot the shit out of that ship.
Maybe they'll run into some Cazadors. That'd be cool to see.
Cazadors. 100%.
Yeah, we have 100%. I mean, we've seen the Death Claws, but there's 2 other ones: Cazadors and Rad Scorpions. I want to see.
Technically, there's also another one because if they bring in Cazadors are already confirmed to have been created at Big Mountain, right? If you've ever played that DLC, Big Mountain created Cazadors. The other one is going to the Divide. The tunnelers, which were supposed to be tunneling their way to New Vegas as a food source, if you remember correctly. The whole city could be shit because tunnelers killed everything. Tunnelers eat Deathclaws. The Deathclaws could have ran from Quarry Junction into the city because tunnelers came out of the ground.
Oh shit! What's this?
So
what's this?
They have Vault 31 suits on, right?
Yeah. That was the vault that's the
management vault. That's the management vault. It was Vault 31, 32, and 33. But that also looks like a fucking office building. I'm pretty sure the vault dwellers decide to finally leave the vault.
I'm pretty sure those
Lucy, shit like that.
Rad roaches?
31 though?
That's a rad roach, 100%.
Gotcha.
I thought 31 was just Buds and all the frozen people. And then 32
that's kind of the thing.
And they all got killed by raiders.
You remember Norm, her brother, is in Vault 31. He probably wakes everybody up and they essentially all leave in a group.
Oh, and they're all getting killed
in Vault 30. Yeah,
open.
he's stuck in Vault 31 right now with the disembodied brain of Bud.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the season ends. He's stuck in a vault with nobody to talk to except for a brain in a jar.
Beautiful. So yeah,
which was also a knockoff Robo Brain, by the way. Robco design, not Vault Tech.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Then we get some type of like
go back.
Right, yeah, I know, I know exactly what you're talking about. Hold on. Right.
Gamora.
Oh my god, I keep missing it.
It's so
blinking you'll miss it.
What are they? So this is definitely a gunfight. This is a gunfight in the strip, straight up.
Yeah,
100%.
You can see the car here. Like it looks like trash.
You can see the staircase right there. That is either the staircase of the Lucky 38 or that is the staircase of the Ultralux. But I don't see the fountain out front.
But like, look at the deserted car.
Fountain.
Look at the dirt ground. Like
the fountain's to the right.
Oh
yeah, you're right. So that would be the Ultralux. Then. Like out in front of the Gamora and the Ultralux. So 100% that's on the strip, and that's a destroyed freaking car in the middle of it. Like the strip is fucked.
Yeah, it is screwed because
maybe the protagonist of Fallout 2 drove his car into the
no, because there's an Easter egg in New Vegas where you can find the destroyed car from outside of Novak.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I forgot about that. You're 100% right. Yeah. It is true.
Man, come on, Bethesda, hire me. I'll do better than a meal, I promise. I'm not a good writer, but I
You said his name! You said his name! Shame! Bring shame upon him! He said the name! Somebody
didn't say the last name. I didn't say the last name. They probably have like 7 people who work there, and if I could take one of their jobs, it would probably be better. That's all I'm saying.
You said it, not me. I'm not getting the perma ban.
Well, I'm fucking saying it too. He's not wrong. God damn it.
Yeah, we all agree he's not Voldemort, okay? We're not in a Harry Potter universe. That man needs to get called out for every fucking thing he does. Like, I mean, he screws the pooch every single time he's put in charge of something.
Every single time.
Hey, just keep in mind, he's the reason why the protagonist in Fallout 4 is a war criminal now.
Yeah, exactly. And he is also the reason that well, he's also the reason Starfield, I know this sounds bad, but if the story was better, Starfield wouldn't have been as big of a disappointment as it is. The story, the main story sucks. The main story, the thing he was put in charge of.
Dude got fucking lucky. He got lucky doing the Brotherhood of Steel, not Brotherhood of Steel, the fucking Dark Brotherhood. That's the whole reason why.
The Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion.
I know. And you know how easy it is? The Dark Brotherhood existed before he started writing it. So it's like, oh, dude, we need you to write a quest line about a cult that worships a devil of death and that literally gets assigned contracts from people who do how do you and then
here's the thing too. You look at Skyrim though too. Like look between Oblivion and Skyrim. Okay, out of all the faction quest lines, the main story little disappointing, but the side factions, Skyrim side factions, were the reason to play that game. That's why everybody loves that game.
Skyrim had the stupidest. All right, the big. So he went. So obviously, this guy was not fucking in charge of Oblivion's
main story.
The mages specifically. In the mages, you had to really prove yourself and like level up your skills and get like approval from all these different guilds.
Skyrim, you could have never casted a spell in your life and become
the fucking dean.
Yes.
You can become the dean of their Hogwarts, and I'm just casting nothing but level 1 fire spells that I just say fuck it and whack people.
You don't even have to cast a spell. You have to cast one, and that's like lazy. You have to block an attack with a ward or whatever, and that's the only spell you have to cast an entire.
Look. I'm gonna write a list. I'm gonna spit off a list of bad quests in Cyberpunk 2077. Are you ready?
Okay.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Thank you. That has been my list of bad quests in Cyberpunk 2077.
I have one specifically.
It's
only one.
Okay, I think I know what you're going to talk about. I think I know what you're going to say.
Is for which one?
The farm one.
Which one?
The farm one. The one with the. Oh.
The one with the pedophile murderer.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That one was that was a terrible quest. Far as like
it was tough. It was tough.
Well, it was terrible. It was terrible as far as like an emotional thing. It's like, oh my god, this is real fucked. No, the one that I had a problem with was the Fight Club one for one specific section of it. The clown with the grenade in his face.
Oh my god!
You talking about that's awesome.
Oh my god,
Bozo is lit.
Okay. No,
I love those.
You punch him accidentally once in the face, and he's dead instantly.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Let's stay focused.
They needed to add like one option to just be like,
okay,
try to hold him down and
we
put
must
the pin
stay
back
focused, my brothers. We must stay focused.
Fuck, you're right. Yes.
All right,
So the Gamora.
Yeah.
Killing people.
Yeah, killing people. Gamora, yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, he gets into some type of gunfight here. The strip is obviously screwed because, like, look at this, like dirt.
Yeah.
The car here.
I mean, the street was never pristine, to be honest.
Yep.
But they also didn't have.
I was gonna say, like, I don't necessarily see because it's all he also got they put a pool in Novak. Okay, I think that they can put a burnt out car on what's clearly a street of Las Vegas. Like, that doesn't exactly scream screwed over to me. However, all the other stuff does. The fact that they're getting into a gunfight,
Well,
the fact
the burnt
that
out car 100% does, for the main fact that House was keeping the strip. Like, the street was never perfect, but there was nothing in the middle of the street. It was supposed to be a walkway for people to spend money.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would have just left a totaled out car in the middle of the street.
they might expand it a bit to where it is a street and not just a walkway, or who knows? I don't know. That to me just screams, okay, that's just a prop to scream, desolate, like post-apocalyptic town. Yeah, but hey, yeah, that could very well be it. I mean, yeah, because I remember the post. I remember the credits for the last episode. They showed a 3D render, of the outside of this strip, and it didn't look exactly like it was in tip-top shape.
Right.
Put it simply. But
well, we can unfortunately talk about this shit all night. We could run like 4 or 5 different fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
There's burnt out cars in New Vegas.
Sure, yeah, but like obviously seeing all the sand there and everything, that's pretty much that's a notion that look, it's screwed.
Here's the reason I can say that I don't think that would be, and this is a very quick one, and we'll kind of start to end it. He used a bunch of wrecked out cars that were in the city to build the walls around Vegas to separate the Vegas Strip from Freeside. So why would he have left the fucking car in the middle of the street when he used them as building materials?
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I'm pretty sure like the strip is screwed, like 100%.
I'm looking at a picture of the Atomic Wrangler, and there's a burnt out car right outside of the Atomic.
Yeah, but the Atomic Wrangler's not on the strip.
That's in Freeside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's in Freeside.
Right. Damn. Okay. Yeah.
Me and Eric said the same line. Yo, Jinx, you owe me a soda, dog. Holy shit.
Yeah, you're right. I got confused about which.
Nah, you're cool.
Yeah.
I know Tops is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
never mind. So yeah, that is a bit strange that they do have a birth. Hey, look, man, you can convince me.
I'm telling you, Bethesda, you can hire me. I'll help. I promise. I unfortunately know more about this than I sometimes care to admit.
Yeah,
I'll
still fuck things up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting.
You could use a little part-time job, man. Yeah. I see it now.
I'm still waiting on that explanation. I'm still waiting on that explanation about Frank Oregon.
Yeah. Oh wait! Oh my god! Oh, that's so diabolical.
FEV and cloning were a thing in the Fallout universe.
It's a thing, and it happens. Son. All right, boys. Is there anything we want to touch about the trailer before we kind of wrap up here?
I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, kind of same. I can't wait for like the full trailer. I know that was like a teaser trailer. Y'all notice that like Walter Goggins is like in everything
teaser.
now?
I don't care. Yeah, dude. Yes,
dude, I don't care.
Dude, he's in everything now,
actor.
dude. I get served ads for like GoDaddy all the time. I've been a customer for a long time, but yeah, like he's in a GoDaddy ad. He's in like every kind of ad nowadays. It's like it's out of control.
You know,
I'm going to be honest with you, though. He was a very underrepresented actor for a very long time. He's always been like a B cast player, but he's always been a good actor.
Oh,
he's
man,
been in good
dude.
stuff, though.
Oh, it's going to kill me.
He
What
was
is
in-
it?
he was
Sons
in
of
Hateful
Anarchy, right?
He was in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
He's had like
in
big
Hateful Eight,
movie
too.
roles. Those you wouldn't consider that a AAA blockbuster in theaters, though. Like the roles
Hateful
he's
Eight?
played. Hateful Eight was a great movie. It was awesome. But as far
That's
as
a
like
Quentin
TV
Tarantino
shows,
movie.
he's always been like the sidekick or the villain, or he's such a good actor. I'm glad to see he's getting some recognition. And then you have on the opposite side of the coin Pedro Pascal, who was also in fucking everything.
He's literally
and when he
everything.
started getting in everything, and it was like, oh, okay, the same thing. He's getting more and more roles. This is great, and now I can't stand it. It's like, stop putting him in stuff. Like, plain and simple. This man is becoming the next Nick Cage. He's just going to play in every film you give him.
And the thing is, like, he's not bad. Like, he's not bad, but he plays everyone's dad and everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He
Brad
plays
Pitt does like one movie every 2 years. Like that's the thing. He's been a consistent actor for like 25, like what is it, 26, 30 years, however long Brad Pitt been in the game for. And think about it. We haven't gotten sick of him. You know why? Because he does like one big project like every 2 years.
If I see Walton Goggins doing commercials, that's fine. He's not in 30 other movies and TV shows.
What about the Walton goggle glasses? I didn't even say it right. The Walton Goggin goggle glasses. Jesus, that is a tongue twister for sure.
That's still a commercial. I didn't go to the theater one day and every single movie that is playing had him in it.
Exactly. It's a little bit insane. I think over the summer we had at the same time we had
six fucking movies all playing at the same time.
At the same time we had Eddington, we had Fantastic Four, and then that other A24 movie. I'm just looking at the posters at the movie theater at my local theater. Pedro. And the issue is he's a good actor. I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
but
really
daggone, man. He got to be in every movie known to man. Jesus Christ.
Hey, let the bro get paid, man.
Bro, bro's in Star Wars and Marvel. Dog, he's already got the check, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. He's like the poster boy of Disney right now. He got them mouse ears growing out his head as we speak.
He's been in
and this is
three movies. He's been in 3 movies that have released in the last 3 months. The Materialist, Eddington, Fantastic Four.
Materialist. Yep, that was it. Yep.
That's just within the last couple of months.
Yep, sure was.
Walton Goggins right now is like how Stephen Ogg was when GTA 5 came out.
That's a good
Just think about it. Like he was an actor. He did some projects. Kind of an odd looking guy, but he can clean up real well.
Yeah.
He plays a villain in a video game property essentially. And it just blows the fuck up.
Well, like Stephen Ogg, obviously, GTA 5. Also in The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead and
3, 4,
and
5,
Better Call
6,
Saul.
7, 8, 9. He's been in 10 movies this year.
That should be illegal.
What?
Straight to jail.
Well, that's actually not uncommon for a lot. How many of those are like big time actors? Like, how many of those are big time movies, like AAA movies? Out of that list that you see,
this is the tail end of 2024 and 2025. You've got Gladiator 2.
Oh God,
I consider that a big.
Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot about that.
Drive Away Dolls, which was
Denzel was in that
comedy thriller.
Oh, dude, he was in Freaky Tales. The movie garbage, by the way.
The Uninvited. The Wild Robot, who he was a voice actor in that one. You have the Fantastic Four, Eddington, and the Materialist.
Damn, dude, he really was in like everything this year. He
was in everything.
Like literally every movie.
Oh no.
And this was leading roles. He has supporting roles.
No. Too much to count. No, stop.
All this started because he got his head crushed on Game of Thrones. Which, by the way, is probably the most brutal death scene I've ever seen in any show ever. I was literally watching that shit in a Books A Million, trying to be as quiet as I can with my headphones. And when that shit happened, I was just like, my jaw was on the floor. Like, what the hell?
The SNL
Books A Million?
50th anniversary.
Yeah, I was sitting up in Books A Million. I was like, I got
to. What are you playing, Yu-Gi-Oh? Will you just hang out in Books A Million? What's going on?
They don't do that. They haven't done that in years.
The amount of Amazon and Netflix slop he's done too is insane.
Oh God.
AirPods 4 someday.
No!
Oh
What?
no.
AirPods 4?
There's Look.
It's a video on Prime apparently.
Why, bro? All right. So did anyone see the new teaser trailer for the new Silent Hill movie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. I think I saw that pop up on the.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, dude.
Oh, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
It didn't.
No, it's not real, dude. What are you talking about?
You know what?
You wouldn't get pissed off at me for saying Emil's name. You bring that bullshit up in here.
Don't even get me started on the ending of Fallout 3.
We talked about this in the last. We talked about this in the last podcast.
It's retarded.
It's just. Oh my God.
It was such a bad ending. You've got to be kidding me. Like, and I like really. It just how I got
too damn bright for a Silent Hill. And the helmet looks fucking 3D printed. That's all I'm gonna say. I hated it.
All they have to do is look at the freaking game and just do the same thing. That's all they have to do. But they refuse to do it every single time. Now I'll give it.
Did they hire the same person who wrote the Witcher series? Maybe
they literally had to give Silent Hill 2, the most beloved psychological horror franchise of all time, to another studio to give it justice. Let that sink in. Konami does not understand anymore at all. I'm not going to hash into this because I will tear them a new one. They don't get it. They have no idea what they're doing. They're chasing money. That's it. It's crazy. It takes me off to hell.
They got the helmet right.
The helmet is not correct, but it is acceptable. Bro, they gave my boy James a wig.
No, they did,
bro.
No,
that helmet.
It's so obvious, dude. It's so obvious.
In metallic
screen paint. I gotta
see this. So obvious, dude. It's so obvious, bro. It's so obvious.
I gotta see that so bad.
All right, but I think we're gonna save that for the next Atom Bombcast.
Ah, you're right. Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of the Atom Bombcast. We're stoked for Fallout Season 2. Can't wait for it to come out. I know we talk a bunch of crap on this cast. We're talking about Dinky the dinosaur being faced the wrong way. We're just having fun. Yeah, we're just chatting.
If I didn't love the show, I wouldn't be buying random shit like, NCR, plate money, the friggin' cast Pip-Boy. Fallout is kind of my shit. So I may give it shit, but I do it with love.
As we do. This to check out what's up.
I will be getting the Pip-Boy bottle holder at Halloween Horror Night.
Right. Yeah, it's so cool. It's a little Pip-Boy pouch, and it holds your water bottle, and the sling says "Surface never, vault forever." It's awesome.
That's so good.
Right?
Man, y'all are going to enjoy that. Yeah, I wish
it's going to be freaking sick, man. I ain't going to lie. But to check out what we're up to, head over to www.atombomb.tv. And if you want to go check out Cyberpunk Red, it's our latest series. Really sick. Like I said, there's more than meets the eye to it. So go check that out. But on that note, I think we're going to head out of here. Thanks for joining us in the Atom Bombcast, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Love you all.
Goodbye.